See how it does my background? It takes it away. I think I'm going to leave it like this. Welcome, welcome. Doing a stream today. Um, Hang on, let me fiddle around. Yeah, I think I'm going to try. Because when guests come on, the background will appear. But I don't really need a background for myself, I don't think. And this gives more screen space for an image. So let's try this today. Anyway, it's open panel. Um, the next level. That's what I want to. Actually, I have a few things we could talk about. First, let me check the news. I'll do my little routine. Trump signs executive order ending education department. Although I did read where it's still going to continue to administer the student loans. They're trying to deport those gang members. Hamas and Israel are still fighting. And something about the JFK documents. To me, if there was anything earth-shattering in them, it would be splashed across the headlines, and I haven't really seen anything. So I'm assuming that there's not anything that exciting to report. All right, let me check Twitter real quick. Oh yeah, I wanted to see this. This is kind of for Dolbez. They rank the countries according to happiest countries, and 4 of the Scandinavian countries made the list. But guess which one is not on it? Where's Norway? Finland. I knew some Finns once. We played board games with them here in Seattle, and they were so much fun. They would laugh all the time. Everything they would drink and laugh. That's what they did. And they were just a lot of fun to play board games with. The other countries I really don't have much experience with. Venezuela is in bed with Russia and China. How do you know this, Jeremy? So they get prioritized, and you'll mostly hear about them. You have some inside intel. Oh, Jeremy, I'm glad you're here. I was watching some of that. What's his name? Joey, the Vegas Valley guy. I was watching some of the documentaries on him, like his story. This guy's trash, dude. I know he's your friend and you like him and you look up to him at all, but what do you see in him? Because to me, he's a bully, and he's the kind of bully that bullies up. Like some bullies bully down, punch down. He's the kind of bully that punches up to bully. And I wasn't impressed with him at all. And I know that you think highly of him. So I wanted to maybe get what I was missing. And I wasn't part of the Vegas Valley. I didn't see any of this stuff happen live. I'm just watching reruns, like from third parties. But still, they're showing actual footage. I don't know. He's not a guy that I would think would have a lot of appeal to most sane normal people. But I know there's a lot of people here that do like him. So you know me, I like to get at the truth. But the bad parts were bad. Like I can't imagine what the good parts are that make up for what these bad parts are showing. They are meant, let's see, they keep missiles and who does? We do? Or Russia and China? I don't mean to be killing you. I'm just giving my reaction to what I saw. It was that what is it, Kruger, Dunning, Dummy Kruger? It was his that episode he did on him, and it wasn't just one thing. It was a whole series of acts spread out over years. I don't I don't see he and I hanging out together. He's not somebody I would go out of my way to hang out with. It keeps a ton of China and Russians missiles and planes. China and Russia are giant countries. They can't keep their own missiles. Why do they have to store them in other countries? I would think other countries would be storing stuff there. They have two of the biggest warehouses on the planet geographically. Oh, strategic. Like the Cuban Missile thing? So, are the gang, is this gang, they're a Venezuelan gang, but he's sending them to El Salvador, to that gang. They have a prison there for gang members. I forgot what it's called, if I'm getting the story right. And then the judge is trying to tell him, no, you can't do that. Wait, what plan to cut Texas in half? What does that mean? Hey, Bart, how are you? I haven't heard the cut Texas in half thing. I have heard the waiting for Texas to turn blue thing, which has been happening my whole life, and it's still yet to turn. And that when Texas turns blue, it's all over, baby. The Democrats are going to be a permanent majority at that point. So this I wanted to talk about I want to take this channel to the next level. I've been really happy with the past few weeks of the way the streaming's been going, the conversations, the people that have been showing up. Yes, even the racist. It's definitely the direction I want to go in. I'm just not sure what that next level is. So I wanted to kind of open up the topic for the community and get input and insight. Is it more interviews? Is it more focused topics? Is it more event like real person, real life events? Is it a conference somewhere? Like what would make this channel the next step of evolution of this community? And then I also took Mike was telling us about chaotic truth, and he did hate on chaotic truth day, and I took inspiration from that. So we can also do hate on Jeff day because I think I would get insight from that. If I hear the negative feedback, that's also going to give me a clue to what the next level is. So today is next level slash hate on Jeff day, and I have one other topic. Dolbez, what time is it over there? Why aren't you happy? Did you see what I posted about? Here, I'll post it again. The happiest countries. Look. And this the streaming, I'll explain that in a second. Look, four Nordic countries top the world happiness ranking. But which one is missing? Look at this. And then Netherlands. So, I was wondering if you knew anything about that. Um, Not one of the supposed gang who I don't care about due process for gang members. I honestly don't. This is that La Trandiragua or whatever. Well, they can sort that out at the gang prison in Venezuela. Oh, okay. That's just not the top four. Well, I'm glad you're happy over there. Um, yeah, you could wear a prom dress, Fatty. Yeah, I guess it does come down to the metrics. So what time is it over there? The reason I am streaming later is because I work now during the day. Oh, it's almost midnight. And I can't stream earlier. This is about as early as I can stream. And the reason I'm working is to keep this channel going. So it's kind of related. It's a loop. Um, I have to work to keep the channel going, or I don't get to stream at all. So unless I go like do the homeless streams with Andy Dick, what is it? The camper, the YouTube campers, or homeless camping. But that's not really not the kind of stream I'm looking to do. Hey, Deerfire. So I have to do the job, which means I can only stream later. And on my days off, I do go back. I do daytime streams then. But as on my work days, I have to stream in the evening. And last night, y'all, I've been streaming for almost 2 years. It'll be 2 years in April. Last night was the first stream ever that I almost fell asleep on. Like this, kind of falling asleep. I remember Mike and Untrackable were up here, and I remember being conscious that they were talking about dating and that I had thoughts on the topic, but I couldn't fully process exactly what they were saying about dating, and I couldn't fully form my own thoughts on the topic. And then I remember like fading out, and I said, "This is it. This is like the limit of streaming. When you're about to fall asleep on your own stream, you're pushing it about as hard as you could push it, or need to be pushing it." And so I've got to find a way to do work stream balance. Um, I did have that thought, Fatty. When I said Andy Dick, that was kind of a stand-in for many other people. Speaking of, what's going on with Jack Talcott? It might be him too. I haven't heard. I know it was coming up time for him to see what happened with his shelter. Like a wild Dolbez. And then here's the final topic I want to throw into the mix. I got into a Twitter dispute today over the Confederate flag. And somebody insisted very dogmatically that it is a symbol of white supremacy and the Confederacy and nothing more. It cannot possibly represent anything else to any other person. And I said that I'm from the South, and I know for a fact, for many generations, it has had other associations that have nothing to do with white supremacy. And he tried to tell me, no, it's white supremacy. I'm the authority on what it means. And I said, no, you're not. That's your opinion. And then I asked if the Dukes of Hazzards were white supremacists. And his answer was, well, they never said they weren't. So he kind of left it open that they could have been. These are people that they want to find white supremacy. They are looking for it and they want to find it anywhere they can. And nothing would give them more joy than to find a way to see the Dukes of Hazzard as white supremacists, to support their narrative that they want to so desperately keep going about history and present day reality. So that's another topic I want to maybe broach today, is the Confederate flag and symbolism in general. Because symbolism is just like language. It doesn't just carry one meaning. It's polysemous, and nobody owns it. And I can say for a fact that I know many people firsthand that feel a great affinity to the Confederate flag symbol, and they don't see it as having anything to do with the Confederacy or white supremacy. It's taken on, just like the swastika was a Hindu symbol that means Nazi now. So don't try to tell me that symbols are fixed for all eternity and you're the only one that can decode their ultimate meaning. If Right, that's my point. You're judging them. So you can do two things. You can try to understand and get to know why they're flying the flag, or you can judge them based on why you think you're flying the flag and replace reality of why they're actually flying the flag with your own narrative. The more intellectually honest or rigorous, I guess, if you care about correspondent truth, is to not suspend judgment and try to understand why that particular individual is flying the flag. But that's what that is the difference between me and these people. Because if see someone flying any kind of flag, Nazi Axis Rat Blood was up here the other day, and he was showing us some of his equipment and stuff, and I saw a little Nazi swastika in the background on something. I don't think Axis is a Nazi just because I saw a swastika on one of his things. If I was curious at all, and I don't feel like I need to be with Axis because I got to know him already, but I would try to find out why that person in particular is using the Nazi symbol or the flag. I know a lot of in punk culture, there was a lot of punks in my generation that used it ironically, kind of to um for shock value, but also to kind of repurpose the signal and rob it of its power and show them that they were not racist, like that punks were not Nazis, and they were kind of undermining the Nazi symbol by using it. And so it's same with language, with words. If someone's using the N word, I would look at context and I would try to understand why that individual one person is using what do they mean when they use that word. So I don't know if people are intellectually lazy, if it's easier to take shortcuts, if they're using other people just as props to project their own narrative onto. But I think at least if you want to look at it critically and you care about reality, the superior method is to just be Socratic about it and have a dialogue and try to understand their reality, their truth. Um, he might have been. I think he was too. I think he was too drunk to be playing anything. So I think what a competent mental health professional would do is factor out the alcohol before they explored anything else. And then when they caught him on a sober day, then they could try to figure out what's behind all the racism stuff. But until you factor out the substance use, I don't think you're going to get very far with all the rest of it. Not lost. The stars and right. There are people on the left. I remember there was a story about a school teacher that got traumatized by having the American flag in her classroom, and she couldn't teach with the flag in her classroom, but she would have panic attacks and hyperventilate. Well, well, but Dolbez, until you understand, you don't know what it's going to do to your judgment. This is the height of judgment right here. Like I'm going to judge, and no matter what the truth is, it's not going to change my judgment. Well, then there's no point in trying to find out the truth. If you're going to judge anyway, no matter what, then you just want to judge. You're not interested in the truth. But see, that's what I'm saying. That's one meaning you're attaching to it. And there's other reasons why people might fly that flag that have nothing to do with that. But if that's the only thing you're ever going to see when you look at it, the limitation is in you, it's in your imagination and your inability to understand and connect with the reasons somebody else might be using it. Well, at least see, that's at least you're honest. Like you're not interested in understanding. Oh, they do. Yeah, I heard about Nazis in Ukraine. I mean, it's just that stuff is just a symbol to me. No, I can't defend the NAMBLA stuff. I was against it when during my day when they wanted to march in our parades, and we told them no. And now the queer theorists are all cozy up to NAMBLA, and so NAMBLA kind of sees a path through queer theory to. They're still around, by the way. NAMBLA is still around, but they used to try to march in our parades along with all the other groups, the kinks, the leather people, the lesbians, the kinksters, the trans people, everybody that was kind of marginalized tried to get in on a gay pride parade. And NAMBLA was one of the people that would every year try to convince us to let them march. And some parades did. Where I was in Austin, Texas, we told them no. In Louisiana, we told them no. See, well, that's a judgment, and you don't really know until you talk to them. But this is keeping you from ever having that conversation and finding out. So that's why you hang out on the panel verse. Yes, you're absolutely right. You do not need to understand everyone. I have this burning demonic curiosity that almost compels me to try to understand as many people as I possibly can. But that I think that's more of a Jeff thing. I don't think it's everybody's norm. I can't not try to find out the truth about people. I'm just way too nosy. So if somebody's flying a particular symbol, I gotta know. Like I just gotta find out why they're doing it for my own curiosity. Not lost from my heart to yours, dude. Right, yes. You have a swastika? What was it called? Is that the Hindu name for it? Swastika? The Swazi. The oldest symbol known to man is probably it's either a circle or a dick. Still used in Hindu weddings as a sign of good luck and fortune. Hey, I was trying to be nice. Yeah, I'm just not. Words and symbols to me are a surface reality, and I don't have this knee-jerk reaction. I'm just not freaked out by labels. I try to get at what they're trying to represent. There's a an underneath or a depth beyond the label, and that's what I try to home in on. You talking about the swastika? I guess we could be talking about either one. The Confederate or the swastika. Right, it doesn't have one very specific meaning. It meant something very different from the Hindus than it did to the Nazis. So already that's at least two meanings. See, not lost, that's not what I'm doing. I don't even know what the Ziegler hell. You know what the dorm I lived in when I was in that school on campus was called Ziegler Hall. It's not there anymore. They tore it down. That's what Ziegler Hell reminds me of. I don't even know is that the Nazi salute? I don't even know it. If somebody tested me on doing an accurate Nazi salute, I probably would fail. I wouldn't even be able to do it right. Well, this is hate on Jeff Day, by the way. Why do you hang out here then? And you must like obnoxious 12-year-old baby men because we've had this conversation before. You're like always, always, always here. And I like you. I mean, I like your participation. I'm not telling you not to be here. I'm just wondering why, if this is such a problem for you, this is where you choose to spend your time. Fatty, you know what I'm gonna say. Don't tell me what to do and not do. Seriously, from my heart to yours, don't. Hey, African, what's up? Dopez. Well, you mean disconnected from our awareness of history? Yeah, that's kind of a luxury that Americans have. We're in our little bubble of privilege. I like studying history because, again, my curiosity. I just like to know where we come from, like how things got to be the way they are. But I think most people, you're right. They're very focused on their present American life, and if the history is not relevant to whatever's happening in front of them today, they're not very motivated to be interested in it because they don't have to be. Like their life's going to be the same whether they know the history or not. Well, did you see our Nazi panel? Our Nazi rally. It was the day after Trump did his Nazi rally with Elon Musk. The gay, Jewish, black, Hispanic Nazi rally. And I gave everybody Nazi names. And it turns out Joe was offended, but he didn't say anything the whole time, so I had no idea. I forgot what his name was. That keeps it. It's good that you're losing a little bit of respect because that keeps the halo effect from overpowering people. Plus, I am a Satanist. I don't want too much respect. Hey, plastic.
I know. I've always tried to tell him he should repent, come to the
Repent of
Christ
what?
of your sins, brother.
What's I don't have
Repent of
what
the
sins is
Christ.
that?
I don't know, but it's
Good
somewhere.
night, though, best. Take care.
Somebody like bullying you, bro. No, it's all cool.
I don't. I wish I had more sins to repent of than I already do.
Oh no, if you have none, huh? I don't know. Oh, that's
Do you
difficult.
repent?
Oh yeah, I try. That trials of tribulations, isn't that you have to do better over everything?
Are you talking about the end times?
No.
Oh, that's what I know the tribulation is.
Did you see that stuff about what they found underneath the pyramids?
No,
No. Oh man.
no. What
Sorry.
pyramid was this?
Well, what the pyramids in Egypt and shit.
No, what they find? Was this recently?
Holy crap! No way. You don't know this stuff. Oh my god, no.
No, was it recent?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Here, let me look it up. Underneath the pyramids. Surprise discovery beneath Egyptian pyramids. This was back in, oh, this was recent, very recent, March 20th. This is dated today. In the Barasat of Tombos. Well, tell us what they found. This is
So
showing like pottery and
oh
stuff.
no, no, they saying they found six cylindrical structures that kind of go down in this area that go between like 648 meters to 2 kilometers. It's about 2,000 meters. It's ridiculous. I think they're trying to like.
What were those for?
We don't know. I mean, come on, bro. Kind of like permits that why were the pyramids built? How did they build them? Now it's like, oh yeah, look at this shit. So is it turning on again? I mean,
Oh Lord,
it's really
not this
funny.
conversation again.
I know.
Is what?
What do you mean conversation
Oh,
again?
somebody else came up a few months ago and had the "How were the pyramids built" conversation.
I'm not building. It's just that it's being discovered.
Hmm. So, do they have any theories about the cylinders?
Well, no,
Oh,
I don't think so. Take it out yourself.
well, I'll try. Let's see. Pyramid cylinders. Under Giza's pyramid has the internet in shambles. It says that's the headline. Changes everything we thought. It's not exactly clear what these structures could have been made for. They could be evidence of a pre-flood society, or that the pyramids were intended to serve a greater purpose. They found a megastructure underneath.
Yeah, and they saying, do you know what? How deep they saying it is? Holy crap! So like in like, oh man, that's pretty damn deep, bro.
Yeah, this is interesting. I'm reading about it now. This is interesting. And this just happened too.
Hey, Jeff,
What?
courtesy of repent.
Re- repent of
Ah,
what and to whom? To God, to
I love it. I
Jesus.
love it. I love it. I love it.
Jesus, I repent. Okay, do you repent to Jesus or do you repent to God? Is there a particular one? Because they're
No,
Trinity. Does it matter which one you
no,
repent
it
to?
doesn't. No, no. God knows thy heart, sir. I cannot ever,
I'm
ever
not. I don't
accuse
feel
for your.
remorseful for anything.
No, but that's not true to anyone, isn't it? Theirs is
Yeah, I
their own
can't. Well,
life,
there's like a few things I did
right?
in my childhood that I would go back and do differently, but the
So
last few
yeah,
decades,
you can't stop it. Happen forward. Here we go.
yeah. Besides, I feel like Jesus would be hard to fool if I didn't sincerely regret what I did. He would know. I couldn't fake that in front of him.
Oh, you weren't regretting it. Oh, but do you think that regret needs to be for that? Well, oh, and that's a fundamental like.
What's the
Oh,
emotion behind repentance?
that's because you're still taking the regret to something. That's the whole thing about like
I
that's the
regret like
criticism.
coming up here to Seattle,
Oh no, man!
but
Life
that's
is
not a
life.
sin. That
Life is
wasn't like
life.
something
Life
bad I
is
did.
life,
That was just
brother.
a poor
Life is life,
decision.
brother. Nothing will take that away from us but death, and death is only just again, hopefully, a, a good moment.
It's
Believe that will just become
it's
dust.
very it's peace. It's a peaceful moment.
I don't think it is. Sometimes I've heard it.
Well, the
Eh,
one I saw was what when someone's repenting. What is the emotion that drives the repentance? Is it guilt?
I mean,
Is it
probably an old age guilt. Yeah,
remorse?
old age. Yeah, yeah, it would be. It would be those things. Yeah, you're right. It
And
would
if you
be.
don't feel that, then it would be hard to repent because you
Well,
don't have the fuel.
why do you think the Church of England has created so much of a value over its time
I don't know.
through people giving their belongings to that Church of England.
Well, I definitely would not do that. I don't have any
You know,
belongings to
the people
give.
that have done for 800 years. I'd say 400. But
A
yeah,
lot of it had to do with the afterlife, this fear of the afterlife.
of course.
But
Of
I
course.
don't fear
Because then,
that.
yeah, you go to burn.
Yeah, I don't. I used to think that as a
Like
kid,
a
but I
rock and
grew out
roll
of that
song.
very early.
Sorry. Just acting out because I like to act out.
Do you think you're gonna burn? Are you worried about burning?
No.
Because the other alternative seems almost just as bad to me. It's like eternal boredom.
Well, more.
Like
What?
the idea of heaven has never appealed to me, even as a kid. Of just like, what is it? The streets are paved with gold. People up in the clouds doing, what do they do all day? You can't do anything fun. You just have to act nice and love each other for eternity. That sounds like just as much of a nightmare as burning.
You were born in some weird fucking cult.
No, I was Catholic.
What? That ain't Catholic. What? Catholics
I
are
went to
like,
catechism. They taught us about all that, but heaven
no.
never seemed like something I ever wanted to end up in or aspire to. They didn't give me a reason to aim for it. It was the angels playing the harps on the clouds, and Saint Peter at the gates, and God on his throne, and the streets are paved with gold. And oh, I remember everybody's gonna have a mansion, so we're all gonna have mansions. But
The
even
mention
like,
I create for
big
you. Yeah.
deal. What's
I
fun
know.
about that for
I know.
eternity? I don't need a mansion.
It's the suffrage, isn't it? The
Who are the servants? Like you can't just own a mansion without people to upkeep it, and the people that live in the mansions don't clean their own house. So who's gonna service these mansions? The angels? Do they have
no,
immigrants in
the
heaven?
plastic Africans will do that. It's
The
okay. There's many
Africans?
of me. Hello, sir. No, no,
It sounds more like
no,
Gone
no.
with the Wind.
Oh, I see. I see.
Which that's more appealing to me, honestly. If Mammy and Prissy were up there, that'd be way more of a reason.
Well, how's that?
Hello.
Hey, Busker,
How you doing, guys?
pretty good. What do you think about all this?
Well, an afterlife, I hope that, I think that nobody can explain it, but I think that the ones who try to, that really can kind of figure it out, because if you die and come back and you remember something that might be something, but it might not be. But a lot of them, this is just like a lot of people have said this, that they don't want to come back to their body. They want to just get out. They don't want to. They just don't want to continue. They want to go, and I think that moving on might be more magical than anybody could ever know, and not some sort of paved with gold, uh, clouds,
No,
gold.
no, 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 no. But life is a struggle. Life will always be that struggle to the inevitable thing that we have to go through, which is,
I know
you
that
know,
more than a lot of
yeah.
people.
Oh yeah, yeah. So unbelievable, as you say. So do I. Okay, it's not a fun part of life. It's more like, holy shit, I am here and I've got to like teach others. You know,
Yeah, I mean, like,
got to be yeah. If you carry thy cross, you carry it for others as well. As you know, it went through things that you fucking try to help. Well, there's nothing you can do. You know,
yeah, I mean, like that. That's like I'm
don't give
realizing.
up. I
I'm real.
need you. I need Jeff as well. Come on, don't give up.
Are you speaking English?
Yeah.
I'm kidding, dude. I think you kind of cut out there. Anyway, yeah, so like I'm going through some shit, and it's like the end for my mom's probably not too far off.
Oh, is she still in?
Well, she's in the hospital, but she's gonna come back with a tube that's stuck in her chest, draining what fluid is in her lung on her lung. And she had to get it done so many times that I mean, it's just like to think about that is just painful to think about. And to have it done all those times, and now she has to have one. That was what their decision was. They had to send her home with some bag, like a colostomy bag for her lung, or the exterior of a lung. It's not on in the lung. It's on top of the lung, or around it, or some reason.
Muska, are you caring for her?
No, I can't because I have MS, and
Yeah.
my dad, he tries to take care of her, but like
Go on. Yeah, handle it. Yeah. So she's the end of life. Your mum's end of life, basically.
yeah, she's getting there, I think, and
She's,
I have to brace for it. It's gonna hit like a ton of
yeah.
bricks, man.
Yeah, I know. It's a relief as well for you to see that. The break comes later. The relief is if it's
Yeah, I mean,
suffering,
like
right?
that's yeah, like the people die and they die of certain things, and then if they're suffering, it'll be over. That suffering will be over for her, and that's the only solace I'll have. It just I'm gonna miss her, but we
So,
haven't had the most best relationship throughout the years, but we're on and off good, so whatever.
Are you able to talk to her?
Oh yeah, I've been talking to her. Thank God she had a phone that she could get on at the hospital, because a lot of these places are just not dealing with that too well.
Well, how are you doing?
I'm doing okay. Um, just got together with my case planner, whatever the hell you call those. I don't know what the hell you call those. Like those people who try to get you help.
The caseworker,
Yeah, yeah,
case manager.
that's it. Yeah,
hey, Busker, how old are you, Busker?
I'm 45.
Oh shit, man, 45.
Yeah,
Oh,
the
shit.
picture, the guy in the front is my nephew, my little young nephew. He's
I'm,
27.
I mean, man, holy shit! So you're basically my age. I'm just, yeah.
Oh,
But
how you're in your 40s?
yeah. I'm just behind you.
No shit.
Literally,
I didn't
Behind,
realize.
how old are you?
I'm 45.
44?
Are you 44? I'm 45.
43.
You're
Wow, dude.
43?
Holy shit.
Oh
Holy
my God.
dude, I swear to God, I thought you were my senior.
Me
Huh.
too, because you
But
have all this wisdom, like from an
No,
elder.
because I'm
Not
from
that
that.
you look old, but
no,
I know,
mentally you.
but
the beard, dude.
again, I'm a military guy. I worked with periodically over the world. I believe, what I got to have, especially because of 9/11. 9/11 changed what I didn't realize, but what it changed when I was going through that. And people
Okay,
forget
yeah.
that. People really forget that whole enterprise from, like, again, like sub-Saharan Africa, South Africa, the apartheid, Botswana, Namibia, and then we go back to England, and then 9/11. And 9/11 kind of took the whole little aspect of the world and made it this was really valued, man. I
Were
swear to
you in
God.
the military during 9/11?
Yeah. I've said, yes.
You were one of the
Yes,
people that got sent.
exactly. Yeah, it changed everything upon my unit. Everything changed. All of a sudden, this is, I think, and now they say it's like, oh, what you guys been thinking for years. The Russia thing. Russia, bad, bad. What's that about? Europe, oh, good man.
Well,
You know,
Putin's kind of
and then
bad,
there's
bad.
so many things. No breaks and all sorts of stuff. I mean, don't get me wrong. America, I'm never going to fault America. I'm never going to fault America because I saw American power back in my day. You know, oh my God, no way, no way. Exactly, like precision shit. That was like, oh no, what? I can't be that long. Shit. America owned that crap, and it was like, oh fuck, man, what am I part of here? Oh my God! So I've got this sin in my life, and I see this sin going over and over again. And just dragging this divulgent like evil out of the world, right? And now what does America want? Nothing to do with it? Or is it breaking down Europe? Is Russia doing what Russia always wanted and intended to do? Break down Europe? Is there a whole plot here?
Well, I think it's far above all of it. I think it's the globalist cunts in the United Nations, and I could go on and on about that. Yep, I think we should disconnect from the United Nations. I mean, it used to be something good, but now it's like junk. And I don't know if you know
Did he
about.
decide to do that?
I don't know, but I don't think so. I never heard about anything
I
like
see.
that.
I mean, I'm sorry. I'm thinking of NATO, not United Nations.
Yeah, United Nations has everybody by the balls, and they're
Yeah,
part of
NATO
the.
is the problem, isn't it?
What's
Because
that?
NATO is the problem, right? Because NATO is
That's
mainly America.
that's one of them. That's one problem.
Oh yes, what? Oh yeah, shit, yeah. All of them are problems.
Multifaceted, like clusterfuck
That's
casserole.
what right it is.
Clusterfuck casserole.
A fucking clusterfuck cat. I love it. What the fuck? With a bit of fucking heat seekers. When I was a kid, one of the best jets I used to like, you know those little cards you used to get that they had like submarines around the world, Russian, American, and British or French. Do you remember them? You
Uh,
guys, the jets and stuff. They used to have like little cards that would have like helicopters and all that stuff
well,
that would be like valued.
uh,
Yeah,
all I can remember is the game Battleship from back in the old days.
Oh yeah, love Battleship.
Battleship, yeah, that was. I used to love that too. Pretty good game. Oh
Not
man,
laws. What are you talking about? No, you couldn't. So you know nothing about it.
shit. Am I
I
talking
can't tell
crap?
what that matches up
Always
to.
talk crap. Sorry, guys.
Man, this is envy, if not spite. No, Joe, he never came back. You're welcome to come up.
come
We
on
got a
up, buddy.
plastic African and a
You got a fellow stoner over here too.
Yeah,
and a stoner.
dude. Yeah. I'm just like an all rounder. Whatever.
I'd love to be able to drink something, but my bladder is not going to deal with that.
Really? Blow my ass, bro.
Hey,
Yeah.
Mike, can you play a racist? How's your racism?
Who me?
Yeah.
Oh, probably the best.
Oh. Well, Joe, we could do our best. You might be able to pull it off. Apparently, I could pull off Nazi. I think I already drove away
Oh,
two or
that's
three
not racism. That's not racism.
viewers.
That's conformatism. Nazism is conformatism. It is one conformizes and like contextualizes what it is.
Yeah, people are really like
Racism is very different to that.
touchy about that
Of
concept.
course, yeah, because you have to be, don't you? Because
Why do
racism,
you have to be? I haven't thought of, I haven't
yeah,
taken a Nazi threat seriously
yeah,
since World War II.
I gotcha.
Why do you have to be that touchy
See,
about a historical
racism,
phenomenon?
racism. Here we go.
Oh, the racism.
Here we go.
I
No,
love black people.
no, I'm talking about what your idea is. It's racist. Why do
What?
they have to conform?
I'm lost.
Well, to Nazism is conformity of what
But
racism.
there's no Nazis. That like there
No,
haven't
there's
been Nazis since World War II. Why
No,
is everybody so freaked out
Nazism.
about
because of it.
they think they're
Because
gonna reform and like
well,
suddenly start doing the same
because the
thing?
world believes that Nazism is racism, right?
Yeah, but it's not. Those are two different things.
No, but they're not to how many people? Because they believe that is the value between good and evil.
I think it's
What is
taught. I
good?
think people are taught to be
Well,
scared of.
Okay.
the mean mustache man, he definitely didn't like any other race but whites. But at the same time, that regime is gone. It's long gone.
Right, exactly. And whatever's left of it is such a minority. It's the
Yeah,
people that showed up 2 days ago. Like how many of those do you actually encounter in real life ever?
exactly, dude.
It's
Exactly.
such a fringe minority. Why is this the dominant fear of like half the planet?
I mean, in the punk scene, I saw a few Nazi skinheads, but they got ran off by the punks. They
Yeah,
killed
even
them.
in the punk scene, they were a minority.
Okay.
Yeah, just a few tiny
Probably
fucking
because
minority.
over that one does not understand why we have the value of life, judgment, laws, litigation, correct insurance, all those things that we have right now, right? When you have like running electricity and all that crap, right? Those are governed to you because you pay something. We ain't, we ain't like cavemen, are we?
Well, kind of. We partly are, I
No, we
think.
fucking ain't, man. I mean, if I was a fucking
We're
cave,
primates.
oh, hang on, a bit of a caveman.
Primates with antlers.
Well,
Oh,
no,
don't
you're
do that.
plastic African, so you're made of plastic, brother. Come
Hey,
on now.
no,
No,
this guy.
what does that mean though? Plastic African. What is that?
Oh, because I grew up in Africa.
Why you
I grew up
why
under
is
the
plastic?
apartheid. No, it was really, really bad.
Well,
There's a lot of violence. As
I know, but what
my
is the plastic?
childhood was really like fraught with
I
good and like
I
really like intense bad.
I understand that, but
Yeah, and again, that's why I chose to go into the military.
no, my
You
question
know,
was
again, why again,
hold
like
on,
you guys with fucking nine
slow down,
eleven.
slow down. I'm just
Sorry, I know.
I'm just slow down. I just asking what does the plastic part mean? That's all I'm asking. What is that plastic? Why did you use that word plastic before African? Plastic.
Polyurethane, I guess.
Well, I know, but why plastic African? I mean, what are you trying to imply?
Well, I grew up in Africa,
Yeah, and
and
you like plastic? Is
no, I mean the plastic's oil, right? Polymer.
I know,
It's a,
but I just wondered if that was like some sort of
You like
metaphor.
Is it a fetish?
no, it's
Okay.
not a fact. No. You guys are really terrible.
No, dude, I thought the plastic word was a metaphor for something in your
Hmm.
mind. Like plastic African being
Polyurethane.
like a fake African. I mean, like that's
But
initially what I thought that meant.
I'm not. I can never be African, right? I
I
So
grew
thought
up.
you were African.
No,
Africa's not even a country, it's a continent.
that's what you're
look,
implying.
look.
That's what you're implying by.
Exactly. I grew up there as a white man. All right.
So you're a
I'm a
plastic African
plastic
then.
African.
So that's what you were trying to imply, and
Yes.
that's what I
I'm not.
figured, dude.
I'm not. Yeah. Because yeah. Plastic is
And
white.
we figured out the mystery.
Well, I don't know.
Well, it's
What?
okay, man. You're in South Africa. There's plenty of whites.
I'm not in South Africa.
I thought you said you were last time I talked to you. I thought you
No.
said. I
He's
thought
in
you
the
said.
UK.
Oh, okay.
He's one of our drunk Brits.
So I'm misunderstood then.
Sorry, bro.
But he grew up in Africa.
Exactly.
Oh, okay. So that's where I got
There
it.
we go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
all right. That's why I misunderstood. All right. Yeah,
And also, like I said to you, I joined the British Army and I joined your crew because of 9/11.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's
Why?
right.
Why the America? It's
Yeah,
like,
man, must have been,
holy shit, America.
dude. Did you join up in 2001 or later?
Yeah, about that. Yes, that's right.
Oh
Yeah,
my
yeah.
God, dude, you must have been really young, dude.
Mm.
When you're
Yeah, probably,
what?
man.
You're
Yeah,
43. So
best years of my life, man. Yeah.
I was 21 then. So you were like what, 19?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God,
Yeah,
dude.
man. 19. Yeah, yeah. Basically, yeah, yeah, yeah. 100%. And that's why, like I say, like when 9/11 happened, it's like, oh shit, everything changed.
Right?
Yeah, exactly. And right. Yeah, you know what I mean. All of a sudden, all this stuff happened. And
And the
oh
American Patriot Act like got
God.
shoveled in
Yeah,
there.
but as a soldier, like, you know, were you going
I
through the
was more
ranks,
upset when they
training and all
shut
that
down
stuff?
Napster.
Oh man.
Napster, yeah, I miss that. But, like you could get a lot of viruses from mucking with that. It's kind of like having sex without a condom,
Oh yeah.
unless you got some real kind of really good protection on your computer. Oh, I love the sound of that rain out there, man.
Oh
Did you
man.
see Combat?
Yeah. Context. Yes. Yeah.
Wow, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gotta
Napster
be.
salute.
I was always support, so I was using like mortars or reconnaissance
Oh
directive, so
wow.
where we can launch. And that's why I say with the Americans, it's like as soon as I was attached to the Americans, I was like, let me show you some shit. And it was like, check this out. These fuckers, man, they were like, yeah, 5 minutes, man. They came in like, ba, 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 ba.
Shit.
Like, holy fuck. It's the fucking what? Yeah, this shit was like almost, I'd say, 800 miles away. And they came down in like 4 minutes.
Wow, dude.
How was that shit? That's
I'll
why
be
I
right
said,
back. So hold on, hold on.
America, bro. Don't piss it off.
Yeah, no, don't piss off the world superpower. That
Amen.
would be true in any
I gotta
universe, I
pee. I
think.
gotta pee.
Okay.
Excuse
We'll,
me.
we'll probably
His
be
leg
here.
over his loose. Aha. Hey, Jeff, how you doing, man? Why don't you grow your hair out or your beard? What's going on? I
I
gave
don't
you
grow a beard. I shave once a week,
you
and I
shave
get a
one.
haircut once a month.
What? Really?
And I've been doing that for years and years and years, so it's probably not going to change.
You oh you
I don't
like
like a beard. I've tried growing a beard a few times, but I can't keep a beard. It
why?
grows nasty. You have to let it grow out, and I can't ever get past that. The part where it grows gross before
I,
it becomes a beard.
I'm gonna have to do that for you.
No, you don't have to grow me my beard.
No, no, show you how
I'd
grown.
probably play with it all the time, just like you are. I'd be, I'd be stimming with it.
Stemming with it. Oh, did you hear about that guy that had like 13 years of smeg under his belly?
No, I did. I did now,
Yeah,
I guess.
yeah, no, yeah, yeah. I mean, it's some disgusting shit.
That's gross. I don't know how people
Yeah, it
keep
was
themselves
really
that
gross.
gross.
The doctor that had to, look at the problem. Uh, uh, Just gonna throw up over here.
No, I'm good. I can.
I was not the doctor, by the way. Doctor Plastic African.
Did you work today? No. I'm still trying to figure out what's on your little icon. Oh, it's Perseus. I get it now. The head of the
Amen, man.
Gorgon.
Finally, after all these fucking days. Was it years? It feels like years. Jesus, Jeff, why does it feel like years?
I didn't look at it close enough. Yeah, it does feel like years.
Oh my God,
The
Jeff, why does
panelverse will do
it
that
feel
to
like
you.
years?
You're on panel
I bet,
time.
man, they hate my ass.
The who does?
The Buddhas. What?
Who?
Who? Oh, me and myself.
Well,
I,
who do
I,
you who hates your ass?
I don't know, everyone. I don't feel that way.
I don't believe
God,
that.
no, man. I
You
do.
were out with a friend the other day. You have at least one friend.
Don't be like that, Jeff. You know.
What? I'm trying to I'm trying to like give you a realistic counterpoint to everyone hating your ass. And I'm being a certain way. Maybe that's why people don't like you. You're difficult. No, I think you're well liked here. We have somebody in the back. And looks like a new person called Know Thyself. Anybody know that guy? This dude? Know
Be careful.
thyself. First thing you have to do is cam up so I can see that you're a person. Okay. And do you have a channel? Drop it in the back. And then like tell me a little bit about yourself or what you're here wanted to talk about because you're new here, so we like to vet people for trolling. Is that your channel name or you've been here before? Yikes. Okay. we there's so many people. If you don't come off it enough, sometimes you get lost in the cracks. Not those cracks. Okay, is that your channel, Sanctuary Seeker? Okay, I'll probably bring you up. Give me just a second. All right, and Zephyr's here too. Okay, I'm gonna bring Know Thyself on. You sound ranty on your channel, so let's see how you do here. 1 second. There we go. Hey, Zephyr, by the way.
Hey, do you like
All
my
right, Know Thyself. What's up?
What's going on, Jeff? How are you?
How are you?
I'm doing good. I remember coming on your channel maybe sometime last year. It would have been quick, but I remember you now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Maybe the antlers.
it would have just been one time. It's
What's on your
nothing.
mind?
Well, I saw that you're live, and I quickly clicked the link. What were you guys discussing?
Oh Lord, we covered so much today.
A huge amount of topics, yeah.
We covered. Let's see. You're not gonna porn bomb me, are you?
Never, bro, never. You just
All
saw
right.
my channel. I'm actually
Yeah.
surprised you
Cool, man.
quickly you were quickly able to hear my rant. That was really fast of you, Jeff. How you heard
I just randomly picked a video, and that's
Know
what
thyself.
part it was on.
it.
We were talking about the Confederate flag. We talked about Nazis. We talked about the discovery under the Great Pyramids.
I like it.
We talked
Mm.
about 9/11 and the
swastikas?
war and America being a superpower. So it's kind of a free for all. If anything's on your mind, it'll probably fit in.
Yeah, um I myself, I'm a truth seeker, right? So it's like every day you learn something new. But you definitely the biggest thing you learn is we've been lied to, and
Oh.
you get to know what's that? Oh,
Well,
What
how
do
do
you
you
mean
who lied to us, and how do you know what I
What do you mean
believe
you lied?
first
Yeah,
to
hang on.
know you have been lied to?
okay. So for instance, I'll tell you guys. Okay, now this is really going down the rabbit hole here, but it's a theory I heard the other day, and now I'm not American for one, so I'm not
Are you
trying to
We were
Australian
speak.
lying because your theory you heard the other day. First of
on
all,
YouTube?
that's your fucking take.
Well, let's hear him
Oh,
out.
no,
Well,
Everyone
well, let
gets a
me
chance to
come
talk
on.
here.
let me finish. Right. So for one, somebody was going on about the slavery in the United States, the Black Holocaust. Um, that those people were not actually brought from Africa. That they were already there. That's just that that's pretty much something that white people made up. That they
They were
started
already
creating.
there. Where? In the
For that,
U.S.
what the
Well,
fuck?
they are indigenous to the land, right? So, if you speak to a lot of African Americans there in the United States, they'll tell you they do have Native American in their bloodline. They'll mention stuff like that.
Yeah,
Oh,
some of them probably do.
don't do
Just
this,
like the
man.
rest of us,
Don't
there's a
do
lot
this.
of white
No,
people
don't do
with
this.
Native American in their bloodline.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm not disagreeing with that, but that's the most latest thing I've heard. Look, I'm okay. Here's what I'm saying, right? We get taught a bunch of stuff in the educational system in North America, and we're kind of just supposed to say, "Okay, sounds good. I'll take your word for it." And I get it. That's what we do. However, I think a lot of truth seekers, you're gonna do your own research on a lot of stuff. All I shared with you was something I heard somebody say. Do I believe that? I don't know, but now it's sparked a little bit of curiosity in my mind. Why did that person say that? I was always told that the Black Holocaust was real, and that they brought them over from Africa on slave ships and whatnot. But now that somebody said that, there's a bit of disagreement. Now, here's another thing. I'm not a flat earther. I'm not. Okay. Let's just get that out of the way. However,
Hmm.
I've heard a lot of people that are very adamant about, and they've been protecting their belief for about a decade now, which
You know,
really
they
gets
just
me.
went to Antarctica, and a lot of them came back as non-believers because they got to see the sun at midnight.
Right, right, right.
Actually,
Well, here.
they had what they call it, cabin fever.
Nah,
That's what happened. Yeah,
Well,
they had
I'll tell
cabin
you
fever.
this. I'll tell you this, Jeff. Right. So it almost seems like you'll
Really?
find you'll find the more prideful believer who will go to more measures to not want to believe what they saw, and will continue with their belief and say, no, the Earth is flat, and
Yeah,
I'll
there
give you
are.
this
A
point.
lot of them are
Yeah.
saying that. Like they said
Right.
it was staged. Like they didn't really go to Antarctica. And it was like a sound stage, and it was all fake, just like the moon landing.
nah.
So what is that
Nah.
for?
It could
Saying
be.
it's
It could
correct.
be. But
Yeah.
I'll tell you this. Right at this point, Jeff, we have. So, for example, I do believe that if someone takes more of a scientific belief, like as far as, let's just go with an atheist that says, I don't believe in religion, I believe in science, right? That's usually what an atheist would say. That is still a belief and a religion in itself, no matter how you want to look at it. Oh, you're an atheist, plastic? Is that why you're raising your hand?
No, I'm not an atheist. I
Oh,
believe in Elohim
okay.
Yahweh. I believe in the Christ, the
Okay.
Not all
eternal.
scientists are atheists either.
No, no,
That
science,
that's
science,
that's
science
that's correct.
becomes
That's
what
why I
it is.
said atheists believe in science. I didn't, but you're correct because I heard that half of
What?
scientists do believe in God. Now, the
No,
point I'm trying to
it's
get
not
at
about the
is
believing God. It's the virtue of what it means to others, be it that why I believe in Christ. People say, oh, I believe in Christ because the kingdom of Christ, because what happened in America and all that shit that actually begat the Western foundation that has took us here, right? Even to this position because of war and warfare, because that's why it's got to this area of life. So I always say, and I eternally say this to you, I believe in this because of judgment and of if it would be those that have failed and are failing, their accountability in the society that we live by. His money tax.
mm,
There's a whole thing about that ideal of why it is to be fundamentally like socialist or if you will, a Marxist, right? Rather than, communist, because that's different. And we're heading to where it is, huh? Come on, man. And people are like, "Oh, it's not my fault," until it catches up with them.
No,
Brings down.
absolutely. I mean, every vote does count, but does it really count if, like the saying goes, presidents are not elected; they're selected.
Well, they
So
are
does your vote
elected.
really count?
Yeah, it counts. I mean, it
I
gets
don't. I
counted,
don't think
but
they're
but it
elected, my friend. I think they're selected. It's like any job. Jeff, look at it this way, right? You got a job, and you got about 10 of you guys that work under a manager and a supervisor. They don't give a crap who's the best worker out of those two, out of those 10. Sorry, who's the best or hardest worker? They're gonna want who's the image. They already have an image on who they're gonna want. Now, listen, I'm not trying to
want
take it
for
there, but
what?
it's
You mean like to promote?
correct. At any of these corporate jobs or whatever, normally it's you got to fit like the
So
face and
you
stuff.
don't think the best workers are going to get promoted? Because most
Are you
places I've worked,
Jeff?
it's the people
Jeff,
that
are
can
you
do the
out of your
job the best.
mind? Jeff, I'm trying to keep the profanity down because maybe you don't allow it on your channel. But are you out of your
No, you
goddamn
can
mind,
curse.
Jeff? Okay, that's better because I'm a fucking cursor. Jeff, are you seriously telling me right now that you're under the impression that the workplace promotes the best worker or the hardest worker? They promote that. Is that what you're
Yeah,
telling me,
most
Jeff?
workplaces that I've seen, because it's in everybody's best interest. Put it this way, it's
No, they
not in
do
their
not.
interest to
Never.
promote people that can't perform in the
Oh my
position,
God.
because it
People
helps everybody make the
that.
money that they're there to make if they can have the best
So,
people in the
so what if
best
I told
jobs.
you you're saying most? I don't know where you're getting your like. Okay, I don't know how many jobs you've had. With all due respect to you, and we could have our talk and figure out who's had more jobs. But I've worked at different places, and I've worked at a lot, and I've seen it a lot, and I'm
What's
very very
give
observant.
us like an example of one and what happened?
Okay, so I don't really. Okay, I'll name you some without trying to really dox myself because a
Yeah, you
lot of
can be
people here.
generic. Like, is it
Okay,
retail,
so
construction?
I've done retail, I've done healthcare, I've done customer service. Um, what else have I done? So even as far as transportation, driving around a work car,
And
a
which one
company
of
car.
those have you seen what you're talking about?
Every single one of them, the one that gets promoted is the ass kisser, the brown noser, all of that, right? And normally these people, let me tell you something, Jeff. A brown noser in particular has a very good understanding of psychology. They understand psychology and they understand how to get through to people.
So,
And in all fairness,
so,
hold on,
Wait,
plastic,
I want to
plastic.
hear it.
Let me land the plane, plastic. And in all fairness to them, right? Because they know how to talk to people and how to get their way, I got to hand it to them and say, you know what? You do deserve the job for that because you're going to be able to trick people. And I think a manager should have that demonic trait to them where they could really fucking, gaslight somebody if they need to. And I don't have that. You know why I never ever had it, Jeff? I tell people to their fucking face how the fuck it is. And that's why I didn't have any fucking luck. But I'll tell you what, Jeff, when it came to completing tasks, when it came to okay, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to make it about me, Jeff. I apologize. But I'll tell you what I
No,
saw with my
just
own
go.
eyes.
You're
What
good.
I saw with my own eyes, it's not the best worker, it's not the smartest worker, it's not the hardest worker. It's the one that knows how to butter up the manager and make them feel good. Every now and then, do some nice blah blah blah. So your theory, Jeff, the hardest, and I'll tell you another thing, Jeff. I'll tell you another thing. Why let's talk about a factory where people are working on the line. If you got a guy that's the hardest worker on the line, that's pumping out the most fucking volume, why would you promote that guy? That's your best asset on the line. You don't want to
Usually, the way
promote
I've seen
him.
it is the people apply for the positions, and then they get. It's not like they just pull them off the line and say, "Hey, you're gonna be promoted and do this thing now." Usually, it's the worker that initiates an application to be promoted. And then they're competing with other candidates, and they're like, yeah, you do really good work. We have a good idea of how you've been working the past year, few years, and
it's
you'd
pretty
make a
much that,
good
yeah.
person for this position. We're going to offer you the job.
I mean, mainly for me, Jeff, as well, because I don't know how you guys employ yourselves. Are you all employees? You're never bosses, right?
I have bosses.
Okay, so have you ever been a self-contractor? Have you ever sell
I,
I'm
yourself to a
yeah,
employed.
I'm
position, right?
both.
There we
I
go.
have my
Bang,
own
man.
business and I
Bang, man.
work for
Exactly,
bosses.
exactly. And there should be no problem, right? Like, either they go, okay, you're not qualified for the job, or the position is not for you, or what is the issue, right?
What do you mean?
I
What's the
think
issue? What do you have?
he's you do you is does this come from you feeling like you should have been one of those promotions?
Listen, I'm not here to.
Personally, yes, I believe that.
I'm not
And
here to do a fucking therapy
I've
session.
worked so hard for
Although,
that. I'll
That's not
really was
therapy.
practical.
depressed down.
No, but this is what I'm saying. This is
Really
what I'm saying,
difficult for
right?
me to do that.
It's
You
not
know,
only. It's not
and
only.
I guess
Wait, let
from
him
that,
I
after
don't
let
know.
him talk.
being a
Okay.
fucking soldier, started being a boss, gave that shit idea up because it wasn't, no matter how hard you work for it, like your man says. Oh yeah, it's the ass licker. No, no, it's not the ass licker. It's the guy that knows how to talk to the boss and actually get the ass
Mm,
licker to shut the fuck up. And actually, it is because half the time, like really, when it comes to like positions of money and wealth and how you actually play that thing, because that's what it's about, isn't it? Like how comfortable can we be when we get old? That's what it's really about,
right,
right?
right.
Right? You know what I mean? Really, most of us, okay, to get to think like this, had it pretty good and comfortable.
Well, here, okay. Here's what I'm saying, right? Jeff,
Uh-huh.
we have to have a level of intelligence where we could sit here and say, you know what? If said person doesn't want to promote me, that's not a problem because I wouldn't want to work for somebody like that
Yeah.
anyway. So that's the more mature to look at it. Now, also, I don't want to really tie in my spiritual beliefs in this because my spiritual beliefs are for me, so you might not understand it. But I've always been under the impression, like the saying goes, everything happens for a reason. And all these jobs, I'll tell you, I can almost give you a good estimate of about 70 to 80% of them after that person would flunk out and do a garbage job, they'd come running to people like me and being like, "Oh, do you want it?"
And
And
you
I'd be
go to
like,
fire people.
hold on, my friend." And I'd be like, "Oh, you know what? I don't want your sloppy seconds." That'd be kind of my attitude. I'd be like, "Nah, no, thank you. You know, you kind of had your turn." But I would always see how all these jobs in particular um, I was better than them. It's like they're stupid. They don't know what they're looking at. They don't see talent. And uh, and again, I've learned wisdom. Every time I don't get my way, I get wiser, right? Because I feel like wisdom comes through hardship,
Hmm.
pain, whatnot. So it's kind of like the further you go and the further you go, like the further you're gonna keep working for these type of environments, you're kind of like, wow, like I'm really grateful to God for how
Hey,
far I've come. You know,
hey, bros, but both of you guys and third party speaking, heard about that Netflix show they're calling in Britain about the misogyny of young white males, right?
No, what's it called?
Uh, oh,
never heard of it. I never heard
yeah,
of it.
here we go. He said it, yeah.
Well,
And then, yep, and
wi-
then that's the problem that's happening in the Western Foundation, right? Because
Uh,
that's
misogyny.
the problem.
I didn't know you were such a feminist.
Well, it's not a, in some
right,
respect,
right.
it is true actually. If you really look at
I think misandry is a big
well,
problem
no,
too.
Well, yeah, of course. Fuck yeah. I said that with like plenty of these hoes that go sell their fucking hoes outside and men make money from the same thing. It's like a circle and it's follow the money. You don't want to follow the money. Don't follow the money.
Well,
Why?
know thyself. What are you on a good track now? Have you found an employer that
Well, no,
appreciates
I'm
you and you have like career options?
my own boss. I'm my own
Oh,
boss.
okay.
And yeah. Again, it's like I said, you really, for example, I could remember a bunch of people, and again, this is my side of the story, so I can't really state it as a fact that it's like, oh, I'm better than those guys, and I should have got the gig. Well, that's just my side of the story. Unfortunately, the other guy's not here to debunk it and say, no, you're lying, right? I do believe that you should have both parties present. That's just kind of my philosophy there.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
But
Don't do it.
but yeah, it's like, think of it this way, Jeff. If I would have got promoted, well, I would have never been my own boss, had my own business, like you just mentioned you have, Jeff. So again, I really, really believe everything happens for a reason. I absolutely do.
Or are you happy now? How are you doing with your career? Is it?
Hang on,
Oh,
predetermination.
I give all the glory to the Most High. I thank Him every day. I say, look, I'm sorry I've been disobedient. I'm sorry I've been disobedient all these years. I was my way, never your way, and now I give all glory to God.
Do you believe in predetermination, sir?
What's that, sir? Say it again.
Predetermination.
As far as in our lives,
For you, do you have free will?
That's a great question. That's a great question.
You know?
For me, I do believe my life is actually destined. So here's the interesting thing. I mostly say no. I don't believe in free will. And I'll tell you why. I don't have it in my heart to do a lot of wrong, like the crimes. He's laughing at me, but he's not listening. I don't have it in my heart to do anything that's wrong. Thus, I don't really have the free will to do those wrongs because they're not in my heart. And if I were to ever do it, I'd feel guilty. And one of the worst feelings in this lifetime is feeling guilt. So I would want to never hold on. I'd never want to feel guilt. And from what I know, I can't prove to you the spirituality of God. I can't prove to you that God exists. I really can't. But here's what I know. Whenever I get out of line, God will spank me. God will straighten me up. There's a path I have to walk. Okay? Imagine you go out into one of those reservations, the reservation parks where they got a trail. That is the path you have to walk. If you want to go into the woods, you want to leave the path, God will do as He pleases with you. So I don't believe in free will. I believe I have to walk the path.
I want to go into the woods with God, get spanked by Him. You're selling Christianity better than anyone so far. Yeah. See, not
well, if you go to the woods, you're gonna mingle with the deceiver. I don't like to say his name, that evil spirit.
Oh, this guy?
Oh, is he behind you?
Yeah. Satan?
Oh. Are you do you practice?
Yeah, this is my dude.
He doesn't believe in Christ.
Religion?
Yeah, he's proper antichrist. Yeah. He's like
that's my daddy.
Believe in God. No, he does believe in God. You shall be remembered.
So why is he, if you don't mind me asking? Why is he your daddy?
Because I think he's cool, and he has more resonance for me than God does. But I haven't tested like the way you're describing God. I might want to give him a spin.
No, how can you not know that it is God, as he has said? It's true. Honestly, yeah, he speaks truth, bro. For me, like in Africa, when I was growing up there and knowing, like, oh God, Jesus, I couldn't even believe it, man. You know, and also like, how the fuck later on in my life I'm killing people? What? What? Like chickens or nothing,
for for
or
voodoo.
pickaninnies. I don't know. I'm talking shit.
Pickaninnies and chickens. That does
Yeah,
sound
I
like
know.
voodoo.
I know. I'm just trying to like
There's a
evaluate my
chicken with your
fucking
name on it.
decisions in life because that's all it's about, right? I mean, seriously, you're all just like taking part of it. We shall be numbered like cattle, right?
Yeah, but what does that mean? Do you feel like cattle? I don't.
I kind of do, yeah.
Not lies.
Definitely.
I'm horrible at
Hey,
absurdism.
hey,
Remember,
Nancy,
were you
I
around
thought,
when Chris and I were talking about absurdist humor and I didn't get any of it? I don't. You're right. I don't
no,
understand that. So I'm not, definitely not trying to be an absurdist. That would be absurd for somebody that doesn't understand absurdism to attempt to be absurdist.
I'm an absurd nihilist, sort of. Like,
You seem so carefree and
well, it's
chipper.
because it's hilarious because it's so ridiculous.
Oh, the laughing nihilist. I'm a
Yeah.
nihilist too. I've been a nihilist for a while.
Well, and see, nothing doesn't exist, so that's what makes it
Yeah,
absurd.
for decades at least.
Nihilism is see, I did at one point got into nihilism. I think it's a real cool philosophy, but see, I don't like to be a purist on a philosophy. I like
it dictates the
my,
See,
my
superhuman.
friend,
Wait, let him
my friend.
finish.
Just let me finish. I like to take its and bitses from all philosophy. Like for example, Stoicism. I find is a great philosophy. It's actually Stoicism goes hand in hand for the introvert or for somebody that has a little bit of autism, for instance, somewhere on the spectrum of autism. I feel like Stoicism helps out. Uh, I know. I mean, I don't know what the hell's my deal, but Stoicism for me helps because a lot of times in the real world, you don't always mingle with people. But Jeff, I just if you don't mind, I'm not trying to get off how far we've come. So are you what's called Satanism, like that religion, or what exactly are you?
Yeah, Satanism, non-theistic Satanism. So I don't believe in an actual Satan. I just use it as a symbol or an archetype.
and are you a
Oh,
solitary practitioner or do you go to
Yeah,
certain?
because I got kicked out of the Satanist group. Yeah, I'm an outsider Satanist or independent Satanist,
My
they
God,
call
you
them.
got kicked out of Satanism,
so
Jeff. You
Yeah, I
kicked
just
out of
finally found it
Satanism.
was a local Satanism group, and I got
How
kicked
funny is
out of
that?
their
You come
Discord.
back to Christianity, just do the full
so
cycle,
I'm trying
and
to
then
kind of
go there.
I'm, I'm trying to figure out where your mind's at. So what help me, why would somebody join that? What's the purpose? Why are you joining it? What's the good to it, if any?
Um, because it fits. I was an atheist most of my life. I didn't have any kind of spirituality at all. And when I discovered Satanism, it added something to the atheism that gave it more meaning. And now I can't go back to just plain atheism. And there was a documentary on Hulu called Hell Satan about the Satanic Temple, and I watched it one day and I saw a lot of myself in it, and I didn't realize that it was an actual religion that I could take seriously. So once I saw this documentary, I went out and I joined. And I said, wow, I could actually be a Satanist. It's a real thing. Other people are doing it. It's an official IRS religion. So the possibility of having a religion that I could belong to for once in my life instead of just being an atheist
Were you
was
baptized? Were you
too
baptized?
powerful not to
No, were you
explore.
baptized as a Satanist, Jeff?
What?
Were you baptized as a Satanist?
No, you don't have to get. And this happened right before lockdown. This is at the end of 2019. So when I joined, I thought I was going to meet all these other Satanists and like finally find a community. And then everything got locked down. So I never got the chance to actually meet the Satanists. So I had to like do like
So,
find them
so
all
now you've
online.
met
And I,
saints.
So
and the same
I
thing
kind of got
going
caught
back,
in
and you're
limbo
gonna have
with
to
it.
be,
But part of it was the idea of having a
So,
church and a community too.
so I want to
no,
ask you a question, Jeff. I want to ask you a question. Um, Now I display, I'd like to say, an interesting outlook on life. I'd like to call myself, because maybe this can give you an idea where I'm coming from, a introverted slash philosopher slash sociologist, because I am an observant of society. And then for one, when you like to judge society so much and get disgusted with them, then you build a relationship with God. He says, "Well, you've judged the world long enough. You've tried taking on my job. Why don't you judge yourself for once? Why don't you look within?" And it's actually one of the most disturbing, ugly, filthy places you can ever look into is within, and that's getting to know thyself. And then from there you can really work on yourself. And it's funny, you get
no,
to know thyself every day. But
so
but
that, no,
but
but
I'll
that's
tell you why I say this. Plastic. Let me just land the plane. I say this, Jeff, because I find it interesting. Everybody has to belong to something. Why do you feel that you need to belong to a religion? Why can't you be a free will, uh, being,
I
spiritual
can't. I
being?
was most of my
no,
life.
no one should be that, right? That's not
I
true. That is not true. No, you have only to what you got, right? Really, your parents that gave you life, first and foremost, and then the
Yeah.
community that was there for your life. Don't fucking
say
change
the
that.
second part.
The community that was there for your
Yeah.
life.
Like
The
I
people
definitely
that
need a community. It doesn't have to be religious, but I think it's
no,
very
there's
mentally
a
healthy to
religion.
have a functional community for where people
Hey,
are all
hey, yeah, but
supporting each other
Okay,
to be their
okay.
best.
I'm following you now, Jeff. Okay, I understand where you're going with this. It's all good. I just thought you were more like, for example, I think you were calling me a Christian when I came in here, and the interesting thing is, I
It
would
was
be,
your avatar looked Christian.
yeah. Well, the thing, I have a lot of respect for Jesus. I
I
I
do
do. I
too.
mean,
I'm a
I
Christian Satanist.
right. So I'm more like, okay, I'm more of like somewhat, you could say, new age spiritualism, which we could still reference the Bible, and I do believe in a lot of the Bible. Like, here's the funny thing, right? You get people that'll sit here and they'll name one of the most horrific verses in like the Torah, because let's be honest, the Torah's got a lot of crazy stuff in there. It says the one about where God got like two bears to kill this man. They have a lot of like real, like stuff that people are going to be upset about. Now, my thing is, I'm not here to talk to anybody about from Genesis to Revelation. No, I'm just here to say what I love about the Bible. It says, honor thy father and honor thy mother. And then when you read it and you're like, whoa, that's God's words. And I haven't really been doing that. I'm sorry, God. I've been a little disobedient. Let me make things right with my parents. And then it says, do not covet. And then you're like, oh, holy crap, man. I kind of did covet. I kind of did, But again, Jeff, when you look at a lot of the commandments, right, from like a new age spiritualism aspect, they actually shape you to be the best human you can be. And one of the most accurate universal laws in this life is the law of attraction. I think we can all agree on that. If you want to be miserable all day, your life's going to be miserable. If you wake up every day and you're like, oh, I'm going to be great today, I'm this, I'm that, you'll be great. Um, so I believe, I
like
believe
that.
that.
I like that attitude, man. I really like
Well,
that attitude.
that's how you're supposed to look at it. That's how
That
you're
is
supposed to look at it.
that's
Because
banging.
if
Yeah,
you,
of course.
Zephyr is somebody you might want to chat with. She's
That's
not very
banging.
knowledgeable about New
I
Age
like it.
stuff.
I like it.
oh,
It's like Robocop, right? I like it. The
Real
guy who
quick, I want to answer Zent's question here. how do you get kicked out of a Satanist group? They were a very woke Satanist group. A lot of Satanism is woke, and
What Satanism
they were
is
on a live stream, and they were
God.
saying that most people that molest children are Christians, and I called bullshit on it, and they got all worked up, and it led to this big
Which one?
conversation in the Discord and me
Which
getting
ethnic
blocked
group
and
or which
removed.
religious group was accountable
Because
there?
I didn't even think that they track statistics by religion at all. So to make that
Oh man, they
claim,
got it, man. I mean, religion statistically values, right? That's it. And monetary system, right? Always. That's why it's always like, oh
Well,
yeah, you
another
jump.
thing is, another thing is, here's the thing. There's a reason why Jesus says. By the way, sorry, I kept muted because I'm eating a turkey sandwich right now.
ooh, that
There's a
sounds
reason
good.
why Jesus says, "Many of you will call on to me, Lord, Lord, O Lord, and I will say, Depart from me, I never knew you." That is because just because you go to a church, just because you read a Bible, just because you claim to be a Christian, it doesn't make
I,
you that. And what I'm saying is, I believe, right? I believe that the real followers of Christ want to act, behave, and speak exactly like he did. However, most people who claim to be Christians, when I talk to them, when I speak to them, they tell me all their sins and then they make excuses for them. And they tell me that they're still going to be saved. And then you ultimately have to listen to somebody's belief, take it with a grain of salt, and not insult them or offend them and say, okay, no
Assault.
problem, my friend. I understand. But I'm here's the thing. I can't be one of the few in this world who call bullshit on that and say, you know what? If you really believe that God can read hearts and you really know that this sin is wrong, the point is to work on the sin, not to make excuses for it. But again, I'm not the judge. I believe my job is to be understanding to people and show them love, not judge them. I don't think God wants me to judge him. Uh, sorry, I don't think God wants me to judge anybody. I think He wants me to show love to people, and that's how you can help people is by showing love, because there's not enough in this world. And hey, look, I'll have people laugh at me and say, "Look at this guy talking about love," but that's what we need in this world, man. Um, but yeah, I mean, if you want to
calling
sit
me
here and talk, yeah, if you want to
Do you
sit here
feel
and talk,
that's I
yeah,
don't disagree. I think it's a very noble aspiration. It's just so damn hard. Do you feel love? Do you feel that love that you're trying to show, or how do you how do you
no,
stay loving?
it is exactly.
how's I'm going to
No,
tell
hang
you
on.
this.
It's what value people discover of what love is.
I'll share
Because
my
love is
story.
it's just
I'll
a
share my story.
primitive point of thought, isn't it? Love should
I'll share
be
my story.
to die from stuff,
You
right?
might have to grab the
You-
mic.
I'm
I might
sorry.
have to steal the mic from him, right? So,
You,
um, when I mentioned earlier that I consider myself a sociologist, that started at a very young age. I can recall, I can recall this, Jeff, and if we're talking past lives and spirituality, I'd like to believe from how I behaved at 5 years old, I'd like to believe I am an old soul. I'm not trying to, give myself a pat on the back, but I'm not sure where it came from. When I was 5 years old, people were picking on people and then they pick on me as well. And I was just sitting there thinking, why do you have to cause problems? This is not necessary. And then this went on to hold on, my friend. I'm just trying to tell a story here, right? This went on into grade school, into high school, and then here I am today. Till this day, I just say, why do people cause problems? Why do they, why? But again, then I started getting into psychology of why people do what they do. There's a lot of underlining issues. And normally when you keep nitpicking small stuff and you get to that extent in your life, it's going to be hard to break out of it. You're going to really need therapy, to be honest. But Jeff, to answer your question, for for some reason, God has crossed paths. The people that He's crossed paths with me weren't exactly the most loving. And they were, in a way, like you didn't even want to tolerate them. And a lot of times you could find me really telling people how the fuck it is. And I'd be like, look, man, you're just a fucking shit disturber, shit starting, instigating motherfucker. And when play, this is a great quote by Plato. Plato says, no one is hated more than he who speaks the truth.
Oh,
So when you speak the truth to people, they're going to hate you.
yeah.
And ultimately, Jeff, I found that I can go my whole life seeking love from the world. I'll never get it. I've noticed I can go my whole life trying to get peace from the world. I will never get it. I finally found my peace, and that is in the wisdom of God. Because a lot of the wisdom I get, it's not normal or natural to the human brain. So I know it's a
Yeah.
divine intervention. It's a divine intervention. And ultimately, the revelation I've been laid is, you know what's going on. You're not going to get it from humans. So be the love, show the love that you're talking about, that you've
But
wanted.
you kind
And
of draw on God to make that love possible. It's not something you can just summon as a human.
I think it's very hard, because here's the thing. When I thought I was a patient person, I was wrong. God put me in situations that really had to teach me how to be patient. When I thought I was good, oh my God, the mirror that got put in front of me. Who the hell do you think you are, good, man? You're not good. Look at all this filth you're doing. And now it's at a stage where it's like, okay, I see what God displays as good and virtuous, and I'm doing my best every day to work towards it.
Oh my
You know what
God!
I mean?
Wait, are you saying that you were taught these things through like? You
What,
know what I'm
sorry?
saying? I mean, no.
He's
I'm not
not being
following you, my
godly
friend.
right now with his drunk ass. That's what
Well,
he's saying.
yeah, I could kind of pick up on the situation. It is what it
But
is.
Zephyr, what are your thoughts? Because some of this intersects with your interests.
Yeah, I'm on the path of unconditional love, and yes, it's fucking hard. I'll tell you.
Nihilism and unconditional love. It is, because people don't inspire. They don't make it easy, but I guess that's the point. If it were easy, we'd all be doing it.
I've never shied away from a challenge. I kind of like challenges because it's not boring, you know. I like find that if things are too easy, that I get bored and I just lose will to do anything. So challenge is good for me, and I know that every single person that I've ever encountered has had that little gem of something that was just like it was so valuable that I didn't have before, you know, and sometimes you just have to dig deep for that,
Hmm.
you know?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I can do that. I can usually find something to appreciate
it,
in
it's
most
really
people,
hard.
but
It's not
I don't know if that would rise to the level of love, for
it's
at
really
least for
hard
me.
if you don't love yourself to love anybody. So that's the first step is you have to learn to love yourself enough
Mm,
to establish
mm.
boundaries with people, because you can't just
Zypher,
give it.
that's very wise. That is very wise, my friend. What you just
Oh,
said.
thank you. I'm very
Absolutely. You gotta.
but thank you.
You're what? Sorry.
I said I'm a
What did
little
you say?
uncomfortable with compliments sometimes, but thank you. I've learned to
Oh,
just say thank you.
are you really?
Yeah. No, absolutely. I've been there myself, but I'll tell you, a little cheat code I use is like, first of all, I mentioned earlier, I'm more introverted, so I like
Me too.
solitude and whatnot. Yeah, and then naturally with that, you're gonna just minimize human interaction. Period. But that's the cool thing. Through that solitude, you can really be like a really good human, and then that's how you're going to display to people. Now, when you get nasty people, like I've mentioned, I did not react good with nasty people for a long time. I really had to go back to even, and well, not living like a hermit, because you still have to be in society, but I had to be as much of a hermit as I can But but that's the cheat code. So I don't want to take any credit. That's why I give all the credit to God, because it's you look at it from God's lenses. You be an introvert, stay with. So that's the thing, Jeff. God says to look at it from people's perspective. So if me and you are arguing, and I'm just arguing, defending myself, and you're going to defend yourself, that's fine. But we're not going to go nowhere if I just keep looking at it from my way. You're looking at it from your perspective for a reason, because I'm also looking at it from my perspective. So if I can put myself in your shoe, I could already help the situation. And, I could try and be civil with you from there. And if you don't want to, then I'm free to walk out of here, right?
I
Be like,
think
all right.
you've done a great job. I really enjoyed the conversation tonight.
Oh, I appreciate it, Jeff. Likewise, brother. Likewise. I mean, you said you went on my channel, and I had a rant the other day, and it's
Oh, that was
that was
recent. I didn't look at the date. That was a recent video.
that would have been
Yeah, it
2
was
days
like
ago.
you ranting into
Tuesday.
the camera. It was one of the lives.
Rant. Oh, you saw a picture of like the big mouth open?
Oh, I don't know. I just was mainly listening. I just pulled up a
Yeah,
random
yeah,
video.
yeah. That was a crazy stream. It
I'm like,
happens from time to time, man. But I'm
oh
gonna tell
yeah.
you something. I've also, yeah, like another thing that this is honest to God. So much gratitude you could show to God and the universe and all that is you could learn from anybody, even a child. A child can teach you something.
Mhm.
And that's kind of what I look at people now is like, not I'm not trying to look at people as they're like a digital or sorry, like a human version of a computer, but it's just like I feel like everybody can teach me something now. And then every situation is a lesson. And it's just like like where the heck do you go from here? Because it's like now you're really looking at it from God's eyes. But I'm really interested to see what's the next level. Where do you go from here? I'd rather
Yeah,
not get into
that's
stuff.
exactly what I'm waiting on too. Uh-oh.
Yeah. Oh,
Hang
did we
on. I
drop
think I
somebody?
accidentally. Sorry, Zephyr. I was
Oh,
trying to get a look at the cute little thing. He looks like a panda bear or something.
Oh my god, that's a fucking puppy.
Wow.
It's a fucking puppy.
She just
Oh shit.
adopted these two puppies. Is that Rocky?
That's a fucking puppy. Oh, that's fucking adorable.
That's
Yeah.
Rocky. He's the one that I thought was blind, and now he's obviously got both of his
He does
eyes.
look like a little raccoon.
He's little Rocky Raccoon.
Yeah. Wow.
He's like, what the hell are you doing, Mom? I just
So
have
do you just wait and kind of wait to see what the next thing is, or is there anything you do to peek around the corner or actively start
so
making it happen?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I kind of reverted yesterday to a sin that I've been trying hard to fight. So I kind of relapsed, and then I really felt guilty. And in the car, this is when I said, "Look, because I've actually been well, I haven't been studying, sorry, but I said I've been getting interested in sound vibrations and frequencies, and I'm seeing the power of our words. Our words are like spells. That's why we shouldn't swear. That see, this is what I love about Stoicism. You're only going to say what's important. So you're naturally only going to say what matters. That's it. You're not going to say gibberish or whatever. And my point is, with that being said, I'm starting to see how important it is to pray to God and to be thankful. Um, and I really thought of it yesterday. I said, man, when's the last time you ever prayed? Never. You never pray. You never read the Bible. The Bible. The Bible's not a one day thing. No, the Bible's meant to be where you got to read it every day because there's a lot of proverbs in there. There's a lot of wisdom. And so, Jeff, that's what I'm saying. I'm not patting myself on the back. I got a lot to learn, man. I'm still a little baby. I'm still a little child. And so I told myself, I said, you know what your next step is? Your next step is to pray every day and to read the Bible every day. and continue showing gratitude. And then naturally, what has to come my way will come my way. Um, and that's how it's supposed to be.
Very.
But sorry, I got to drink this water real quick. What make you of
Yeah.
that, Jeff? How do you feel about that?
No, that sounds wise. Very wise to me. You're kind of following your own inner intuition.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. And well, how about you? How do you decide what to do, like your next
I
moves or?
don't. I wing it. I fly through life by the seat of my pants. And
Mm,
Yeah, very
when
go with the
when a
flow
challenge is put in front of me and I absolutely have to face it, I somehow find a way to make it through. Other than that, I kind of just ignore it or am oblivious to most things if they don't interest me.
okay.
well,
Okay.
I must be a glutton for punishment because I actually have 3 puppies now. We took the rest of the puppies and Mama to the pound, but Dan got attached to the 3rd puppy. His name is Copper, and
Popper?
Copper.
Oh, copper.
Yeah, like from the lady, or what is it, the Fox and the Hound, sorta, Copper.
Oh, that's a great movie. I love that movie.
And then yesterday I had been worried about the hen because I hadn't seen her around the yard, and I was like, I bet you she's like laying on a clutch of eggs somewhere. She's just real well hidden because but I was also a little worried because Dan's stepson had his dog around the yard, and I thought maybe he got a hold of her
Mm.
and like maybe unalived her. But
Oh,
yesterday, surprise, surprise, we now have like 13 little chicks. So our rooster and his wayward hen that he stole from somebody else's hen house, and she came home with him. They now have babies, so we have baby chicks.
And the egg crisis. You've
Yep,
solved
it's
the
already
egg crisis for
yep,
yourself.
soon enough. I mean, they'll
13
be.
chickens.
Yeah, I think I have to figure out how to sex them because the boy ones will have to give to somebody, or we'll keep
How do
them
you tell
separate.
which ones are trans?
I don't know.
I guess
Do more
they don't
research on
produce the
that.
ones that don't produce the eggs.
That's what I get for like not planning ahead, is because the universe just puts like tasks in front of you. If you just don't have anything to do, it just pushes things in front of you. Like, here,
That's
now you're gonna
another great point. Because when I do try to plan, it never works out. So I don't try to plan. Anything I try to make happen is never gonna happen like it is in my head. So it's much better for me to kind of have an idea of what I want and just let something other than me bring it about and just kind of be prepared to guide it and flex with whatever shows up a little bit rather than to
Yeah,
engineer
but
something.
is it is
I can't, I don't
no,
know how, there are
Jeff,
people out
Jeff,
there that are really good at planning.
Jeff, when they failed you,
Who?
is that failure because you can't handle it, or
No, I'm just not even people,
no,
just
no,
like the
no, no.
universe in
Jeff,
general.
let me
you
ask
know
you
which
this.
one
Let me
has?
ask you this, because we might be similar. So I'll tell you this, right? Remember when I go back to, and by the way, guys, I do apologize if I'm talking too much. You guys want to cut in
Oh no,
anytime, do
you're
so.
fine. This
Um,
is what this
I
channel's for.
appreciate it. I appreciate it. But so when I mentioned that I felt like at a young age, I don't know if I was an old soul or whatnot, but I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't have any desires, and but I love playing sports. Like I am very very athletic because I grew up playing sports, but in school, right? And this is where the autism thing comes in mind. I've never been checked whether I got autism, but I'm kind of like, I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm kind of on the side where I'm like, I might have something. Because here's the thing, I I've never been diagnosed for anything. I've never went to a doctor, therapist, never. But I'm pretty sure I have ADHD, and the reason being is around the 6th grade, I just couldn't focus in class. Like whenever the teacher's talking, she's telling you everything. It's going through one ear and out the other, and I'm thinking of other things, which I'm not legally allowed to diagnose, but I'm pretty sure that's ADHD. Is where you're supposed to focus on something like the teacher talking, but instead you're thinking of other crap. Well, anyways, uh, it got so when you're in grade school, you have to go, and then all your friends are really cool. They're all nice. You like them. You hang out. But when I was in the ninth grade, Jeff, it was so bad, the ADHD thing, that, like I said, pretty much was undiagnosed. I couldn't sit still in a class. I skipped school every single day. I swear to God. And what I was able to do is, I used to do these tricks where I'd pull the phone out the cord out the phone. So when they'd call home, you know what
Oh,
I mean? The mom and dad would know type of. But I'll never forget this one class. I skipped it all the way in September, and I show up once in December, and the teacher goes, he's like, "Who the heck are you?" I came in to make an appearance. I'm like, "Oh, I'm in this class." She's like, "I don't know you, man. You're not in my. Get out of here." And long story short, I did that. I got in trouble in the beginning, grade 10, got expelled, and yeah, school was just not for me. And so what I'm getting at is, uh, yeah, after the expulsion, they let me go to a regular school, whatever, and I played football, and I loved football, and I wanted to go pro, but then I ended up injuring my left knee, and I was really good, at least for the Canadian League, not the NFL, but I'm saying Canadian League, I would have definitely made it, but I ended up injuring my left knee, and then that stopped, and I took on random jobs, and I just didn't really have a desire. I mean, can you call it lazy? Can you call it being slothful? Maybe, but I don't know how you could be considered lazy if you get up every day, you go to work, you pay your bills. So you're not lazy in that sense. But then the desire to want to do something crazy in this world. So I don't. I'm similar to you in that sense, Jeff. Where it's like, hey, hey, universe, life, whatever you throw my way, I'll just deal with it. I'll just, instead of me picking out the storyline, I'll let the universe pick out the storyline. And I think that's kind of what you're saying, Jeff. And I'm similar to you in that sense, where
yeah,
I'm just
because when I
whatever.
try to pick the story or write the storyline, I fuck it up. It never turns out right. And I know people that can f- set a goal. They want to do this thing or become this thing, and they can lay out the steps, and they can get to that thing perfectly, just like they planned it out. I don't have that power. I don't have that ability. I don't know how they're doing it, but I cannot make that work. There's 100. It turns out 100 different ways, other than what I have in my head.
Yeah. Now, did you have a desire for anything in specific?
No, not really. Well, when I was little, I thought I was going to be. I wanted to be a teacher, a priest, and a scientist, and I wanted to study dinosaur bones and snakes. And so that was like my childhood, what I thought I was going to be doing as a grown up. And not much of that happened. Although I did get to teach a little bit, and I'm a peer counselor, which is kind of priesty. The thing I liked about priest the most is like being there for the community and the counseling part and talking to the parishioners. So I kind of do that as a peer counselor and even part of this channel. So whatever those impulses, the impulse that was behind those professions got translated into other similar professions. But it's nothing I could have planned. I didn't I could there's no way I could have planned to be a YouTube streamer or planned to be a peer counselor as a kid. I didn't even know those things existed. So I ended up in roles that are better suited for me, but I could not have planned for them to make them happen. So things like that.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely, Jeff. I completely understand what you're saying, but that's why. Okay, so the thing about atheism is right, which is why and I respect every belief. By the way, I have my own belief, but I look at atheism and I say I know everything happens for a reason. I know there's a higher power out there, which is why I can't be an atheist. And so the interesting thing is, if you look at it, Jeff, you yourself just said it, and I agree with you because that's what happened to me. You didn't fully, like, you didn't go off track. You still are in the direction that you kind of wanted your life going. It just, wasn't completely what you thought it would be. But I can almost guarantee you that you're probably happy when you look in the mirror every day. That you probably wouldn't do it any other way because you're the best. Like, imagine you being a CEO right now of a multi-billion. You'd most likely, no offense, I'm not name calling you, but you'd most likely be a douchebag or a scumbag, and you wouldn't give me the time of the day, Jeff.
Oh,
You
I
wouldn't
can't
give me the
imagine
time.
that. I can't imagine being that person.
But that's my point.
It's
Point
just
proven.
not like me not to acknowledge people
Exactly.
that I know.
Exactly, and that's my point. That's why, like, again, I don't push my beliefs on anybody. It's my belief, but I do know there's a God out there, and I do know if you're willing to put in His hand, He'll do it. Like, because that's what I did. I'm like, look, just do it for me. I don't know what the hell I'm doing here. Like, that's why I really must have been from a past life. Because I don't know why, but I remember as a kid just really not freaking want. Okay, this is what happened to me, Jeff. I know I didn't want to be here, but really, if you look into past lives, the truth is we were all kind of set back here to to make up for what we did wrong in our past life. But I don't know why. At 5 years old, I never ran away. I love my dad and my mom, always love them, but I just couldn't sit still. I'd always have to walk around, and I'd walk to the other part of the city, which again, like I said, like a lot of stuff I say are kind of like symptoms of autism. And I don't know, maybe I just went undiagnosed or something, but I just couldn't sit still. And I don't know why, but even at a young age, and you know, I'd run into random groups of kids all the time. And it's just like, I didn't like what I see, Jeff. I didn't like it, which is why I consider myself a sociologist.
When you were so young, your random groups of friends were just brilliant, were they?
Yeah, one
I
memory
want,
I have,
I
one
want to
memory I
tell you.
have.
No, no, I've got a story for
What happened?
What happened? What happened?
you. So I've got a story for you, brother.
Okay. Okay.
No, no, it's not fair, bros. Because again,
Is
like
there
you guys say,
is there
like no,
plastic?
from like South Africa, some of the friends I grew up with, I never got to see some of the friends that where I was
Yeah,
taken from country to country. I never got to know again. And some I do. I have very good relations with. I mean, that's one thing people say about me, and it's good.
I
So
think you cut
people
out again,
remember me.
bro.
No, no, because I still have that accountability. It's true in in Africa.
That's what they say. Your accountability is the good
Well,
thing.
no, I mean the friends that know
Oh,
me, right? The guys that from Africa I grew up with.
you still in touch?
Yeah, I have a few good friends. Yeah, still, I reckon.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think that's a sign of something. People
yeah.
that
A lot
keep
of them are
lifelong or
a lot.
decade-long
Yeah, a lot of
friendships.
them are in France, America, Ireland, Australia. Some of them in America, Florida. Some of that's what I mean. Like that's the cool thing about growing up in Africa because a lot of the friends I know that really remember me grew up around the
Yeah,
world like me.
I'm having a hard time envisioning the
I,
anybody that can forget you. Like nobody's gonna be like that plastic African guy. Who is this?
okay.
I can kind of place him. Let's
Oh come on!
no,
I
they're gonna
was
be like, oh yeah,
that one.
he's one of a kind.
Yeah, that crazy little kid. He's fucking mental. That one. He ain't
He's
Satanist.
fun crazy though. There's like
Uh-uh.
psychotic crazy and there's fun crazy.
No, I think it's because it was like so much trauma hit in the head.
Probably
Like,
literally.
yeah, oh yeah, 20 times over. Yeah, I remember, man, so much trauma. I still think that's, again, like the guy says, is that part of God's will? Inshallah, as they say. Inshallah, God's will.
Inshallah, inshallah.
Inshallah, yeah, he said, yeah, inshallah. Yeah, amen. But yeah, yeah, exactly. So it is part of, well, that is always wrought.
This was a great conversation today. That's what I'm saying. I like the way the streams have been going. I'd love more of this. I do Tella, oh my God, I'm so jealous. I haven't had McDonald's in forever. Have some for me. Have set a few aside, eat them for me. Oh, that sounds so good. I'm gonna get some soup. Maybe on my weekend next week.
Do you guys
I
want to
do
meet?
have to start winding down so I can get my ass to bed so I can
Here's
wake
Copper.
up and do it again tomorrow and get that money to get those fries.
Oh, that's a beautiful dog right there.
Is that
What is
Roscoe?
No, this is Copper.
That's
copper?
the oh he looks so much bigger than
He
the other
is.
two.
Yeah.
I know. See, they were the ones that were abandoned. The other two,
How is
and
were they all from the same litter?
yes,
How is he so much big? He looks like three times
he's
their size.
he was the biggest one out of all of
Oh,
the
he just
puppies.
came out big.
And Dan just like got really attached to him.
Yeah, I'm attached.
So
Copper.
and then Roscoe's over there eating right now. He's like a little piglet.
Look at that little fuzzball.
Yeah, he's a fuzzball. He's fluffier and softer. Look at that little pig.
Oh
Oh,
my God, you're gonna have a house full.
yeah, totally. But yeah, what are you doing, Roscoe?
I know,
Say hi.
Zinz. I'm so jealous. You have my dream job.
Say hi. Say hi,
Hey, Roscoe.
Roscoe. I'm gonna put him in the.
And what other channel can you get this cuteness on? We're getting to
Nowhere,
watch these
nowhere. Exactly.
grow up before our eyes.
Yeah, well, I
Uh,
am exhausted. These puppies, oh my gosh, they're just such a, especially the little one, because the little one I have to bottle feed him still, because he doesn't know how to drink water yet.
Oh,
He can,
how do
he
you?
eats
How
out.
do they not know how to drink water? Is
Well,
it?
he just like gets in and like almost drowns himself every time
Oh, you
I
mean
try.
out of the bowl?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So I just bottle feed him water and have to make sure that he gets enough. And then when they were just eating dog food by itself plain, I think because they're only 4 weeks old, they weren't getting they needed more fiber than was in the dog food because they were all getting constipated. So I've been giving them pumpkin puree as well, and they like it. It's good,
Okay.
but
I
I can't
guess
give them
that's
too much.
the
Not the
darker
right
side of cuteness.
cuteness. Oh my god.
Well, do y'all want to do final words? Anybody want to end with anything?
Yeah, I'll take the first one this time. Earlier you guys were talking about swastikas, and I don't know if anybody's noticed, but my profile, my avatar picture is a swastika.
Look at that, and nobody said squat. It was hate on Jeff Day, so I guess they were directing it all at me. But look at you hypocrites.
Yep.
Although I don't know if I would have even seen the swastika in this. I
Well,
love this
we'll
background.
see,
It's
and
like
you
a hologram.
see it when it's the
It's like
full
a new
photo.
age swastika, a hippie
Yeah.
Yeah,
swastika.
and it's beautiful, and it was a beautiful symbol before it was hijacked.
Yeah, and
it's
it
kind of
And
like
still can be.
aerodynamic in a way. Aerodynamic.
it's a little aerodynamic, and the triskelion is very similar
Hey,
to it.
Dino. That's the Greek one, right? With
Yeah,
the
three.
little curves.
Yeah, and sometimes it has like where it's legs.
Yeah, people are gonna see what they want to see, and like I mentioned early in the stream, you could either try to understand the person or understand it from their point of view, why they're using this, or you can just substitute your own version or your own reason and be judgy.
The other one that I made is this one.
Oh, you made the swastika
Yeah,
we just
I
saw?
made it today. Yeah.
Wait, you made it today?
Yep. Both of these I made.
Wow.
And this one says nothing is absolute because nothing is absolute. I made this one
Mm.
yesterday.
Oh, I love
How
that
do
one.
you
That was
buy the
awesome.
material and then you scratch off
Yeah,
the black?
just little bitty scratch board. Yeah, I have one more that I made yesterday
Oh,
too. It's like-
look at this shit. Wow, you are talented.
That's really cool. Yeah, I like the
But it's
circle
just
one.
like the
That
start.
circle one's real cool.
I like to put this one because it's got the cutout. I have a hole punch, and I can just put it over anything,
Oh my
and it looks
God,
cool.
that's
Oh yeah.
that's
Let's see
And
that
it's
circle one more time.
oh, the round one, this one.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah,
Look at the way
it's
the comes around it
feathered.
behind it. That's real nice.
Deerfire wants
Yeah.
to know where you get the material.
My mom bought these. I think she bought them on Amazon. They're like, here, let me get the box here. The box is, this is another one that I was working on. I just did the frame. But
Oh, I see. It's
that's
just
the box. It's rainbow scratch notes.
rainbow scratch notes.
Yep.
I'd have to look that up. That's awesome.
Yep. I do that and then I keep them all in this box that I made for it.
Oh my God, you are so crafty.
Yeah. It was a recycled box. Like I do everything like I don't really usually buy supplies that much. I mean, sometimes with paper and sometimes I buy canvases or whatever and paint, but most of the time I just like to like make things out of things that I already have if I can. So the boxes I decorate are all recycled boxes that other
Wow.
stuff. I've got quite a few of them now. I don't know what I like boxes a lot. I
Hey, um, I came across like when I was drinking wine in this guy's field. So there was a piece of art I liked, and so I negotiated some of the money for it, and I bought it. Yeah, it was pretty expensive, but
yeah,
later on, lo and behold, when I came back to buy more wine from the guy's store, he said to me, if it wasn't for you buying that guy's piece of art, he wouldn't have become this. Like,
yep.
no, holy shit, no way. He was still like, I'm being an for the two pieces, but he wouldn't give me them for the two pieces. I'll take only the one then. Fuck you. And it was really actually ridiculous that I should have done it, but I did it. I had the
Yeah,
money,
see,
fuck it.
it's a
You know what I mean? Money is like that. But it also made that artist again when I came over, he was like, yeah, you know what, bro? You made somebody rich. Why? Because you gave him 500 fucking bucks for nothing. And if nobody bought it, he was like, oh, nobody's gonna buy it. And I was like, I like that. Yeah, I'm gonna buy it. How much is the other one? And the guy's like, no. We argued for a bit. And I was like, okay, I'll take that.
yeah.
But
See,
it's good fun.
I trade a lot of my art or I give it away, but I never stop making it. There's no reason for me. I mean, I don't make it to sell it at all. I mean, it'd be nice if somebody would happen to like it and buy it, but um yeah. Oh, thank you, dear fire. I appreciate that. And yeah, I actually got invited by a guy to teach a graffiti class, but I was like, well, I I'm not really that great, not enough to teach people. I mean, but I do like graffiti. But yeah, I don't feel like I'm qualified for that. But yeah, support your local artists, people. We need some
Yes.
inspiration to some of us don't need inspiration, but some of us need a little bit of sustenance so we can survive. Like,
Yeah, I think it's a lot of us.
yeah. See, that's another one of my boxes.
Oh, another box.
Yeah, it's got mirrors on it. See.
Oh my God, that's Your house must be wild.
It's pretty cool. Yeah, well, and then I keep my tarot cards in one of my boxes. See, that's my tarot box. And I made this. This is a small canvas. It's I and I. And then
You
there,
do
I have this.
tarot cards?
Yeah, I do. That's what I do to make money is tarot cards.
What is this
But
thing?
this
That's
is a
awesome.
painting.
That's just a painting? Like
Yeah, it's a painting.
freehand? Freestyle?
Yeah, freestyle. I did it probably about a year ago.
Oh my
But
God. Wow. That would make a great jigsaw puzzle.
yeah, it's pretty crazy. The mandala is pretty cool. That's where I started, was right there, and then everything else kind of worked out. These are like roses floating in kind of a weird, I don't know. The light is reflecting off of it weird because this is silver. That's why it's reflective. But I try and it's kind of weird colors, I think, but I like it.
Oh my God. Is this. Hey, flash your cam in the back. Is this the long lost. If if your connection works. We have somebody trying to come on. But I need to make sure that it is the person himself. Hey, in the back, can you flash your cam so I can see that it's you? You might be an impersonator.
Yeah, it's kind of late.
Or that or their connection is sometimes not the best.
Flashing cam.
The camera's on, but I can't. It's not showing anything. Type something in the back that'll let me know it's you, and then I'll bring you on. Okay, I got you. All right, this person's been trying to come on forever. I'm gonna leave the panel running a little longer, just for him. Welcome the one, the only, the irreplaceable, inimitable Browns
Domino
boy himself.
Browns
What is
boy.
up, dude?
What up, baby?
I was afraid that you were gonna do something like that.
Do something like what? Announce you?
Give some like
Well, it's not
yeah,
like you
like
can
an
just
intro.
sneak on with a name like that. That was. What's up?
Yeah, I just found out that it
Did you get
works.
a new phone?
Uh, no, I just found out that this one apparently works very slowly, but it works.
Oh, well, welcome. It's been a while.
Woohoo!
Yeah. Yeah, hey guys, I just was I found out that the phone worked and I saw you guys were live and I figured I would come in and listen. And then I realized I'm like, oh wait, I haven't been here in a long time. I was like, I'm probably gonna have to be like entertaining or something.
No,
But I was
you're
like, I'm
always
probably not gonna
welcome.
be good at
You're a regular. You're welcome. You have a chair on
my
the
excuse.
porch.
My
Your excuse.
yeah, thanks, man.
Is,
Oh, my excuse was gonna be I forgot what my excuse
okay.
was gonna be. I was gonna be I want to be nice today. It was gonna be I want to be nice today. That was gonna be my excuse.
Oh, okay. And that, that way you won't be talking so much because you're trying to be nice. You won't hear a lot out of me today.
Yeah, who we got? Zephyr. Hey, Zephyr.
Zephyr,
First
and we
time
have
seeing
Know
Zephyr
Thyself who
up
joined
here.
us today.
Or
He's kind of new. He's said he's been here once or twice before. And of course, our very own African. African in a box. Out of a box, more like it.
I mean, that's degrading.
Yeah, I was just winding
Thank
down.
you,
We were
Jeff.
kind of doing final thoughts, final
Grading, yeah.
words, but I'll keep
I
it going
thought
a
maybe
little while.
plastic was like flexible because that's what plastic is like with plasticity, like brain plasticity. It means that you can still
I like
new.
it. I like it. I could do that.
Oh, double jointed.
And we go.
I like your
Hey,
toy collection.
stuff, you know.
Her toy collection, she made that. Did you know?
What? Yeah, of course.
Oh, you mean his?
Art, yeah.
Oh, dude,
I,
the screen is so small. Yeah, I just was joking and saying that he has toys behind him, but maybe he does.
oh. Oh, I thought you. He looks perplexed,
It's not
bemused,
just toys.
confused.
No, seriously. Right.
I usually do that to people.
It's cool. I like it. I like the
So what's
fact
going
that
on? What's
oh, go on. So the GPU, that's the one. The GPU.
That one.
Can you see it? Come on.
I thought is it a GPU part of a
Yeah, it's
computer?
graphics processor unit.
Yeah, you have yours on the ceiling.
No, that's the one that actually made us money when we created the
I
Bitcoin
want one of
one.
those. How do you create a GPU that makes you money?
That was back in 2012, bro.
Oh, does it still work? Like, can I make one?
Well, no, for fuck's sakes. That's why I fucking have it in a frame.
Oh, okay. Well, darn. And then, know
so
thyself. And I had a really good conversation about God and religion, and we kind of agreed on most of it.
really?
So, what have you been up to? Anything new in
Okay.
your life, in your world?
I mean, a lot of the same old, but uh, yeah, I mean, I've got a lot of projects to work on. The thing is, like, getting to them has been the interestingly uneventful part.
Oh,
But yeah, I got stuff coming up. You remember I would show you like those places and stuff where I would like cut the grass and all that,
yes.
or like all the bushes.
Yeah.
So I'll probably be doing that here pretty soon.
And you were gonna go
And
to that little island, the little
there was an island I was
boathouse on
going
the
to go
island or
to.
something.
Oh yeah, that's right down the street from me, dude. Good
Yeah,
memory.
you were gonna show us one day on the stream, and then you also were gonna do that map project with the old maps.
You have quite the memory. Yeah, I did. That's one of the things I was going to do, and then I guess I never got around to like figuring out how to make videos.
Oh, yeah, I didn't either.
Uh,
I still
and
pretty
I
much
didn't
just
have
know how to turn on
Wi-Fi.
the camera
Hey,
and
bro.
drop a link.
Bro, how's it going, bro? Brown boy. Where's Brown boy from?
What's up,
Where you from?
America,
Yeah, but
I was gonna
whereabouts?
say I'm
USA,
not sure
America.
actually. I think it's America, but he might
and
be Canadian.
Whereabouts in America? Like, seriously. Come on. I'm not, you know,
He
okay,
can
but
be
well,
America's
anonymous.
specific,
great.
He
Come on.
makes a lot of
Whereabouts?
yeah,
enemies.
specifically,
Oh, come on.
no,
I mean,
specifically, I'm from my dad.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm from my daddy's balls.
Oh, I
okay.
Oh,
So you grew up in your daddy's balls, did
oh,
you? Did
what?
you?
No. Yeah, I'm also from my daddy's
I
balls.
think
My
that's how
mom
it
is
works.
It's like in
I think I
Missouri.
am too.
no.
Is it Missouri? Is it
And my
Missouri?
I
mom's
think
from
the
down there.
Spanish too
I came
triple
from
X for
Um,
me,
Texas.
bro.
It's
The
not too
Spanish
good.
triple X for me, bro.
Okay.
Triple X.
It's more biology than it is pornography, but
I would
Oh,
like to make those videos.
well, come on,
Make them.
bro.
You should. They were interesting to hear you talk, like when you were talking about them.
Uh,
Exactly.
yeah, thanks, man. I should figure out how to do those, but I could. Yeah, I was just glad that the phone worked. To be honest, I was like, "Holy crap, it actually works!" And then
Yeah,
I
I
saw
am
you
too.
guys were
Now you'll
on,
have to come
and
up
I
more
didn't know you
often.
were finishing
And
up.
now
And
you're panel versing again. Like I notice you're still panel versing. Any drama there?
what do you mean? Like, there's take your pick. I
There's
mean,
well, yeah, I don't always follow all of it though, because you hang out on
you got
many different
Yeah, I just
channels.
go to TMLs. Really? Do
Oh,
I?
I don't know. It seemed like you did.
No, I just.
I don't know though.
Oh, I used
I
to.
don't go myself,
Oh
so I
yeah,
wouldn't know who's on them.
I see you around other places.
yeah, I used to. Oh,
Yeah,
do
I
you?
jump around.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
I
I do
jump
go to
around.
like
I see you in
yeah.
the chat. I
I
see
don't
you in a
want to
lot of
say her name,
chats.
but
Like usually when I'm
do
watching a
you?
panel, you happen to be at all the chats.
What?
We were very
All right, I
adversarial.
guess so if you say so.
I think we
Yeah,
were
I
very
see.
adversarial at first, but I kind of feel like we've made up a bit and we're like a little more copacetic with each other now.
I think that's his pattern. I hated him the first few times
Yeah. Well,
he
he
was
was
on
just always
panels.
calling you and like tattletaling on me,
Yeah,
and
I thought he was a Karen. He was acting very
like,
Karen-y.
and once I'm like, okay, this guy is he's all right.
I would try. You don't know how hard I was holding back then.
Oh
Really?
yeah,
Well, you
imagine.
did. I guess to your credit.
You probably didn't have
No,
to
I
really.
mean, I
And I
mean,
do
look,
say that.
you're. Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I said I do say that I'm unoffendable, so I expect people to challenge that.
Is he a
Yeah,
provoker?
you made it
I don't
sound a
know if he
little extra
intends
that
to
way.
be. Sometimes he can do some playful trolling. I'd say no more of a provoker than most people that hang out here.
Oh, I mean, there's a lot of examples of what not to do. I noticed that right away. Like
Well,
I don't know. There's a few people that fit in that category. TBE is one of them for sure.
Oh
oh,
my
funny.
God, I forgot all about those people. I
Dude's
haven't.
crazy.
He's interesting, but not that interesting.
They were
I,
around at my very entrance into the panelverse,
I'm
and then I
curious what makes
left
people
them far behind.
like Jeff is very curious about what makes people think the way that they think. So that's a curiosity, but it doesn't go much beyond that, I don't think. But we'll see. I'm known to hang out in a lot of weird places. Like, I mean, I go over to Tommy's, and so far so good, I guess.
Illuma Tommy?
Yeah, he's a character.
Yeah.
He treats women differently. He's nicer. He acts like he's not being nice, but he's definitely being nice compared to
Flo
if you'll
does the same
notice.
thing.
It's not
Yeah,
nice
but
to don't.
it's
He's
okay.
deep.
There's something about women that get get some better,
I just
get
don't
some
know.
more
Sometimes it gets.
deference or consideration from some people.
Yeah, he's still mean to me, but he's just not that mean.
He's
He's very
It's a
entertaining, though.
lark.
He's very. It is a LARP. I mean, but eh, I would say that like a lot of what people do online is a LARP because a lot of people just aren't really authentic.
they maybe it's just my poor LARP detector, but most people seem very much themselves on here, like very consistent in
I
what they
think that's a
present.
lot of environment that you provide them to feel safe to do that as
Oh,
well.
Amen to that. Yeah, bro. I like that.
so they're
Yeah, I don't
LARPing
know,
on
man.
other channels.
You don't see that.
There's only
That's
so
why
much.
Chef
There's only
lets
so much
me
I like.
take the shit here. You know? Yeah, bro.
Like, I wonder if he
Yeah,
writes on his
that's what.
calendar in the morning, like
The what?
LARP from like 8 p.m. to 12. I wonder if he like writes that down.
Who does?
Probably not, Tommy.
Oh.
You guys brought him up, but I don't know.
His videos are really creative and entertaining, though. And I just got. I mean,
They're
there's
kind of
just
Yeah, I've got
scary.
he
They're
as an
good, but
artist,
they're
like
kind of
he
scary.
does some creative stuff, just
It's always like
artistic.
how many
I
other?
can't.
It's almost weird. It's like how many other men do you expect to make videos like that? Like I don't even
Every
think dudes make videos like that.
Yeah, I don't
You
know
know
if
what I
it has
mean?
anything to do with your gender, but it's like I'm there for it because it's entertaining and it's funny and some of it there's some truth in some of it, but you have to dig real deep for it.
What is going on with
Yeah.
Talcott? Do we have any word on him?
Who, me?
Anybody?
I dropped
Jack
by there.
Oh,
Talcott.
dude.
I dropped by
What do you want to
yesterday.
know?
Is
A
he's
lot of,
still streaming?
yeah,
Okay. 'Cause
as of yesterday.
he's facing a deadline.
What
That's
deadline
what
is
he
that?
says.
The same one that's looming for
Yeah.
years, supposedly? I don't
Yeah, the
know.
one that's like not officially written down on a script. Yeah, that one.
I don't know about
Like, oh,
that.
it's not a script because it's not written down. It's like, dude, use your brain. um, he's a nice enough guy. It's like, but anyone can, he says he
Too
studies
hard.
NLP. I believe him. You want to know
Oh,
my honest
I didn't know about
opinion?
that part.
He has graciously told people on video that he studies NLP, and like my personal cynical uh, synopsis of it is that he's like you know anyone who knows like that kind of stuff or is into hypnotism, like I think that like they found a comfortable spot online. You know what I mean? Because you don't have to go anywhere. You can still like use those abilities to not get
He just,
you know
Well, he must be
too
doing
much.
something because he draws. He has a very large following that he draws.
and most of them are haters, though.
Right.
Really,
Yeah, but even that takes some kind of skill or talent
I
to
I
draw
mean,
suppose.
I
that
could
many
tell.
haters into your
Yeah,
orbit.
I mean, yeah, he's got talent. We could say it that way without offending anybody. You know,
I think it's too hard.
you think I think too hard?
No, I think he tries too hard to
Oh,
with the whole God thing.
Think
But
hard, think fast.
I mean, there's theories around, but
it's cheesy. It
I
doesn't
would
come across
say,
as how he really feels. It seems like he's trying to convince himself.
I think he's
sure.
sincere in what he believes.
Oh yeah, for sure. He's gonna go to Congress.
Well, that's
I mean,
idealistic. No, whatever. That I mean, that's
well,
very ideal.
it's also an idea. If you think about it, it's an idea that attracts hate watchers. And look what he's got. So
Yeah.
it's like, anybody, if I decided right now, if you decided right now, tomorrow I'm going to go on the internet literally every single day at the same exact time, and I'm going to use the skills that I have in NLP, and I'm, like, let's say I'm talented, maybe I'm good at possibly acting.
Is he making any
Uh,
money? I don't know that I've ever seen him, but then
I
again,
didn't
I
bring
don't
up
really.
money. Yeah, I didn't
Well,
bring
what
up
I mean,
money because, yeah, I don't know.
but what's the point of it if he's not surviving?
Oh,
What I kind
what's
of
the point
wonder.
of, well, have you
Yeah,
ever
what is he getting
noticed?
out of it?
I mean, I don't, what he's getting out of it is the same recurring characters every single day. They're saying the same things every single day, like Groundhog's Day. That's what he's getting out of it. He's also, I mean, I'm not sitting there pocket watching. So I'm just saying, like, if you think that character isn't useful to other people who are adjacent, you might be blind.
Or that you just don't pay enough attention.
Yeah, I don't really watch. I watched it
Yeah, I
very
don't either.
when I first got into Panelverse, and I was like,
I mean, I
this.
am part blind when it comes to stuff like that, but it's really that I don't pay that. I don't look at it of that level of detail.
I just didn't find it very interesting. That's all. But yeah,
Yeah.
the only shows that I really watch pretty regularly are TML. That's the number one, and then I'm here. I like participating at Jeff's, and then I'll go over to Flow State pretty regularly. But I get bored with that too.
I can't, I don't think I can go there now.
I don't.
Mhm.
I haven't
How come?
gone
He lets
months.
everybody go
Well,
back. Honestly.
He will. He probably would let me, but he straight up told me, what'd he say? He was like, he said, Cynthia was right about you. And I was like, dude, Cynthia's right about
And
nothing.
what
What
did
the
she
fuck are you
say?
talking
What way?
about?
The What's Up, Cynthia? Is that the one?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
This was so long ago.
she
It was
thought
like
that I
8
didn't
months
like her.
ago.
What
She
in
thought
particular did was she right about
Well, he
that
was
he thinks?
without saying it, and this is one of the ways I know, but like without him coming out and saying it, him saying something like Cynthia, like she didn't like me because she used to say that she sensed a player. I don't know how that. I mean, in her eyes,
She sits one in the
I could
mirror
see why that's a
or the
bad
bottom of her
thing.
wine glass.
Yeah, yeah. Like she would always ask me like really kind of off the wall questions, and I would like not try to be overly nice about answering them. And she probably felt a little bit of disrespect, possibly like maybe some imagine more so than other
That
times. Like
sounds like
I
the
didn't want.
opposite of a player.
probably is Imagine because she thought that I didn't like her, and I
It's
thought
not
that she didn't like
imagine. She hates me.
I confronted her and asked her if she didn't like me, and she was like, "I thought you didn't like me," and I was like, "Oh well." I mean, we sorted it out.
Yeah, like all respect to her, but so the thing was, yeah, I'll tell you what happened real quick. So the thing was, uh, I this was 8 months ago, right? And something happened where Flo came over to this other place, and he had like two or three people with him that were like always on his thing. Like they were clearly like his friends. Like I never saw these people anywhere else. Maybe they did go other places, but every time I saw them, they were with him. So they like three or four of these dudes and him. So it was like total of maybe three or four people came over to this other place to literally start stuff, like start crap, like take over someone else's like thing that they were doing, really, and just make it about making this drama between them, really Flo and this other dude. And I was just like 3 hours of this shit went by, and I'm like, dude, this is such a waste of time. Like either like get to your shit, or like I know you want to make drama, like that's fine, but like you should probably do it on your own time and not on other people's time. But I guess this is what we're doing. So I was like, I got to know if I'm kind of like crazy or not. So I kind of like I went to the other person's chat and I was like, hey, this is what I think I saw. Like it's just an opinion. And so like the next day, I'm on this. I'm at this place, and then Flo gets on, and everything's fine, dude. Like me and him used to get along. Like we used to make like I think we used to laugh a lot and shit. And then he goes like someone puts this chat up on the screen, and it says like check your phone, Flo. I'm not gonna say who did it. And he was like, what? And then he checked his phone. Like 2 minutes later, he comes back. He starts yelling at me, and he's like, what did you go over to this person's place for? I'm like, how did you even know that? And he's like, people told me they were in the people that knew him. He's like, they were in that chat and they saw you and they told me. I'm like, what the hell is this? Like, you just go somewhere and you're just being watched because you have a freaking opinion.
Oh,
Like what? Literally one
and
thing in
they
the chat,
ran back
and
to
I
Flo
and I
and
go,
said,
I'm
"Browns
like,
boys
dude,
saying
that's just
this."
yeah. And then he's on the panel. He's like, he checks his phone and he's like, dude, why did you go over there and say this shit? Like, because that was my opinion. And he's like, uh, he's like, Cynthia was right about you because she doesn't
Oh.
like me because I don't know. She knows that I know. She knows that I notice things. Like
Mhm.
I don't know.
I'm the
And
same
then
way.
I was like, dude, I was like, dude, what's the problem? I was like, I said one thing, like it wasn't meant to hurt you or anything that you're doing. And I was like, plus, I was like one of the first people to support you. He's like, yeah, yeah. He's like, but now you're going to be at the bottom with Tarek. I'm like, dude. I'm like, all right, if you're going to make it this big deal publicly, and then he tells me, he goes, yeah, people like, he goes, you wouldn't believe what happens behind the scenes. I was like, are you serious? He's like, oh yeah. And then so I didn't know that shit. He told me about it, so I was like, oh, okay. Like apparently I don't know, and apparently I'm in the middle of being told on for having an opinion, and not meaning anything by it at all. Like I don't know, just like the way he cut me off like that was fine, but it was like, yo, that really showed me something. Like, why would you cut me off that quick for having like one opinion? And you know what I mean? It's like too weird for me. So I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna go over there. Like, obviously, I'm bugging. I'm a problem. So, and now that I know I'm technically like spied on every chat I'm in or something. So whatever.
How
I
long
mean,
ago was this?
it's like 8 months
This
ago,
had
he
to be
said.
like 8 months ago.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow, you never knew.
But like, I know what it is too. Like if you go over there, like, dude, I know, like if you really ask yourself without having to say it out loud what's going on with like how you maybe want to be over there, like I don't know, like it was fun for me to try to tell my jokes and stuff like that until, you know, Daddy Flo had to tell me I'm not allowed to have an opinion in someone else's chat. I was like, oh dude, what the fuck is this gay shit? And yeah, so I'm just not gonna deal with it. That's really what happened.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. I
And
mean,
I
he
don't think
blocked me.
nobody knows that either.
Oh,
Yeah. Now they, you know what? This is the perfect time astrologically for all of these things to come to light. Like the people that are like, everybody should be telling the truth, even if it is
Oh,
some.
well,
Yeah.
let's have. You know what? Tomorrow we can have a tell-all. I'll do it, and everyone can come up and just spill their tea.
yeah, right. Yeah, right. So I can get yelled at by other people for having an opinion.
Who are you worried about though? That
I'm just worried about, being censored for no reason. That's all.
but like from
No,
who? With what? Like who would do that you actually care what they think?
well, I
I mean,
don't, but like it makes me curious when that kind of stuff happens. I'm like, whoa, dude, like I didn't know you're taking it this serious. Like I didn't know it was this serious. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and then, that's what I was gonna say is like, the thing is like, what have you done for me lately? And since I did that, like I was, quote unquote, gone from whatever. I don't know. It worked
he
out.
was
It's
just
all good. It's just,
I mean, you're a grown person. Go where you want and say what you
yeah.
want in the chat. That everybody
well,
else
no, but
is.
I understand. But think of
You
like,
don't owe any
why did that
channel to
happen?
own or anything.
No, no, of course not. But like, think about why that chain of events happened.
But and
You know what I mean? It's not
especially
like
with
it's
Flo,
not.
you got to
I
be
don't.
careful because he will
No.
he will use anything for content. Like the whole thing could have been a bit.
Right. No,
Look at
it
what
definitely
happened with
wasn't a
him.
bit, bro. No, because I forgot to tell you guys. After he got mad at me, three other of his friends, I think one of which was on the panel at the time, maybe two, but three of them in total came on, and they were asking me more questions about why I said that. And I was like, dude, like this is getting deep. Like, what are you guys trying to figure out that
What
I
was the
know?
opinion? Just so I have some context for it. Was it like something egregious?
Controversial.
It was,
What?
from what I can remember, it was, hey, I saw how Flow State came over to this other panel and
Oh, with
proceeded
those
to take it
guys.
over in order to start drama with you.
Oh.
That was it. Literally, that was it. I don't think it really warranted four people talking to me about it, which kind of raised my eyebrows. I was like, dude, what are you guys doing? Like, you know what
It
I mean?
is like
But
middle school, and you got to remember this is like
and
the
he's
the
over there,
most or only life that a lot of these people have.
bro. I'm not trying to hate either, but like, dude, for a minute there, he was literally playing carny games on his thing. He was like, spin this wheel for $5. I'm like, what the heck? Like,
He
bro,
was
are we
just
at the
trying to.
carnival of morons?
He freely admits his grifting tendencies. So
Yeah, I know, but he doesn't freely admit that the second you don't serve him the way he thinks he should be served, even if it's an offhand thing that isn't even that relevant. He made it super relevant to him and me. I was like, okay, dude, that's fine.
I, I
Want
I
to be that way?
think people try to manipulate you for some reason in a way they might not somebody else. Like they perceive some kind of
Well, it's like
vulnerability
who's
in
this
you.
team? Who's this team that's watching other chats and telling you what's going on? Like that's pretty gay. But I
You're
understand
gonna
that's
be.
maybe how it has to be. You guys might know better than me, actually.
Oh, my mom is calling. I gotta go. I'll
You
see you
guys,
guys
All
later.
right, Zephyr, we'll see you
oops.
later. It's good talking. Yeah, I got to wrap up anyway. I got to get to sleep.
All right,
Um,
later, guys. I'll see you
oh,
around,
take
bro.
Browns. Yeah, take it. Come up again, and we talk more.
All right.
It's good to see you. African, you got anything to leave us? Oh, I guess not. Okay, it's just me. Whoa, that happened quick. All right. Um, I will try very hard to be out tomorrow, unless I come home from work bone tired and can't hold my eyeballs open. Otherwise, we'll do a tell all. We'll do a open truth. Just get it out. Just let's get all the truth out in the open tomorrow, and clear the palette. This not the palette. The clear the slate for everybody. Um, all right. Have a great rest of your night, and if I don't see you tomorrow, I'll try to do it on Saturday. But it'll be Saturday evening because I work this weekend. So any streams I do this weekend will be around this time in the evening. All right, take care, everybody, and know thyself. I wanted to get some last words from you. So next time you come up, maybe we could talk. But it was good. I'm glad you came up today. I really enjoyed our talk, and good to see you again. So thanks, and everybody else, as always, from my heart to yours. Love you all. What's Nazi about that? Love. It's all about love. Okay, good night. I better go. Bye. Oh, moves. I'm just wrapping up. Um, let's catch up. I'm usually on in the evening, about like probably about 5 to 8ish your time, and then I have to get to bed because I'm a working corporate beta slave myself, and so I'm really pushing it right now as it is. But yeah, keep checking in, and one day we'll get to catch up. Great to see you, and I hope everything's okay with you. I hope the man's not beating you down too bad, and we'll talk soon. I'm off next Wednesday and Thursday, so I'll be out in the day more. All right, take care, everybody. Elena, good to see you. Deerfire, Moose, of course, Kane, Not Laws, you as well. Zentz, Mike, Tella Klein was out today. A lot of new people. Jeremy, Bart, all you people. Y'all are my peeps. I love you guys. And girls. And genders. We like all the genders here. Alright, I really better go. Take care, everybody.